listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
ERA dating back to June the 7th. Riley Green has 3 runs in mind, and that is way out of here.
It's getting hammered.
Dylan Dingler, fly ball left center toward the basket and beyond.
That ball is smoked to left field. You can get as low as you want. It ain't coming back. Patrick Bailey blasting one to deep center. And back to the wall, leaping, and he's gone! Austin Martin couldn't get it!
This ball hit in the air to right. Plenty deep enough to score 1. Couldn't score 4. That ball's gone! A slam for Pena! The Astros take a 5-2 lead on a ball that just got over the wall in right field.
Breaking ball, base hit to the left. Shane rounds. Ward throws. The run scores. St. On taking off for second. The Red Sox just keep on relentlessly bouncing back, and it's a 5-5 game. There goes Bellinger. There goes Jazz. There it's gone. It is gone. Jazz Chisholm Jr. locked in.
Good morning. Welcome in. Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, bad day. Bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. My vacuum sealer broke.
Oh no. Oh no. What were you trying to vacuum seal when it broke? We need to know.
Euro meat.
Okay, I think that's a reasonable vacuum seal.
Yeah, it broke.
Oh no.
I know. Yeah, I saw him not too long ago. He's still funny.
I think A-Train would have got after you if it was like corn dogs or something. I think Euro meat's acceptable.
Yeah, it hit the fritz, and I don't really want to run right out and spin for one, but I don't know what I'm going to do without it. It's kind of weird. One of life's great quandaries.
How many days per week are you saying you vacuum seal something?
3.
3 days a week? That's pretty aggressive. Let me see how much.
There was a tremendous sale yesterday where I could have gotten 5 pounds of bacon for about $22. Hickory smoked, thick slice.
Yeah, nothing to seal it with.
I couldn't break it up. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have to Google.
How nice is this sealer that we were talking about here?
So it was a gift, but I think it's a Nova.
Oh, a Nova Precision?
It was like A Christmas Story, which you did not like.
No, that movie blows.
Whoa. Jeez.
Sorry, Rico's not here to get his daily swear, and I thought I'd
like the wind. I think that's the one.
Okay, so that's
oh yeah, that's the one.
That's a couple $100.
This is it right here. So it's I see him for like $154.
Okay, that's
at Williams and Sonoma.
All right,
but I'm serious. Like everybody has hobbies. I'm screwed. I'm like Dexter without a victim.
Why is that the first thing you went to?
I don't know.
Why is it always the first thing?
Because you have to find a way to soothe the savage beast, and a lot of times it's the vacuum sealer.
That's the only thing keeping you from being a serial killer.
So here's the real dilemma. It messes up being able to get things on like cheap and on sale.
Yeah, because
I feel like I'm losing money.
Store them and preserve them.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm starting to think you vacuum sealed like a person at some point. Like,
if I could find a big enough body bag. I don't think the opening.
Well, no, this would have to be. So this would probably have to be multiple.
And you wondered why when we went to go see Sean Buchanan that I was curious about the giant vacuum sealers.
Yeah, it's starting to come together now.
Those were huge.
Yeah, no, I think that you'd fit a person in there. Yeah,
sort of extremely quick too.
Yeah, they were industrial. Those are going to cost you more than $200. The Google machine told me those are in the several thousand.
Damn it.
Yeah, I was imagining it'd be like pieces of people. I didn't think you'd do like all in one shot.
This is gonna sound morbid or like I've given it some thought.
You have.
I don't even know.
No, go ahead.
I don't think I would be a big dismemberment guy.
Too big, too much of a mess.
Just messy.
I mean, for a Dexter guy, that's surprising. Doesn't he chop everybody up?
No. Dexter has multiple ways to dispose of.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's mummification. Sometimes it's just tape. Sometimes it's.
I'll be honest. Dexter sounds a little lazy.
No, Dexter's extremely bright.
I don't think just tape is the way to get rid of somebody. I don't think that's very effective.
He's a bright guy. Did I tell you I almost binged the whole show last night?
Which one?
Almost 8. So I'm on episode 6
of
I Will Find You.
I'm shocked that's the name of the show you would.
No, it's the dad looking for his boy.
Oh, okay.
His little boy. It's coming together too quick. It's like really convenient. You know, somebody will look at a picture and they'll like put like 15 things together from just one picture. And I'm like, yeah, that's not really that realistic.
Alex likes that show.
Which one? I Will Find You.
Apparently, he says great series. I assume he's talking about that one, unless he's talking about Dexter.
Yeah, A-Train. Like I'm starting episode 6.
Yeah,
I was blowing through that thing.
You know, I talked to our buddy Matt DeMarinis last night.
Yeah,
on the phone for a little bit.
That was old Matty.
He's good. It became
Scott. I hope so. It better not. Do I get a conclusion at the end? Just no. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Todd knows what's up. That's correct, Todd.
What'd he say?
You gotta find yourself a pig farm.
I know.
If you're gonna get in that kind of business, you gotta find yourself a pig farm.
Know. Like they eat.
Yeah, they'll take care of it.
Les got some people that do some swine.
He knows some pig people.
Yeah, that'd be kind of hard to explain, but outside of that, it's fine.
No, I'm sure
the chat is awful active this morning. Am I gonna have to get my glasses early?
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, I will. I was just sharing with you guys that I lost my vacuum. So you guys make it seem like I'm a weirdo. PP's like, oh, this is an awkward conversation. It's fine.
I was talking to Maddie yesterday, and he was driving back to Grand Island.
Yeah.
Because he's getting ready for his big move.
I was thinking about going to the island this weekend.
Yeah, to the Isle.
Yeah, there's a grand opening for a place, and a couple of the guys are going down. Caleb, some of his teammates, and because of course there's a connection.
Well, yeah, why not?
I mean, love is in the air, and so turns out one of the guys messaged me on Twitter, and he's like, "Hey, my wife opened up this place. You know, we've got some of the guys coming down to help us. You want to stop on down?" And I was like, hour 40, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to take longer than that to get there.
No, that's about right.
I'm not.
You make it seem like I'm Al Unser. I'm not.
I'm not saying you can't get there in an hour 40.
I think it's an hour 40.
I think it's supposed to take longer than that.
It's not either. That might be on the slow end too, to be honest. Watch. I'm gonna type it in for you.
I got 2 hours and 22 minutes.
Oh, it's never that. It's only 120 miles.
Why does it say 150?
It's 120 miles. Like if I go 80 miles an hour, even you can do that math.
I can't do any math.
I can't read. No, it's about an hour 40.
Let's say from Werner Park to Grand Island. That's close to where we are.
I'm not. Listen,
that's still 205.
I'm not AJ Foyt. That's not true.
205.
Listen, Juan never rocks with me. He's always needling me, and Juan agrees.
140.
I'm telling you.
I don't know, man.
I'm serious.
I don't know. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Doc Holliday sounds like we might be boys.
Doc Holliday called you out for telling me that Dexter doesn't like chopping people up.
He does. He has.
Okay.
He doesn't always do it.
It seemed like that was his go-to.
Yeah, he's so early. It's jumped the shark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he used to be very meticulous. Like his first 4 or 5, I think he had on the slab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Dexter is.
His whole thing is cutting people up.
Suave, have you watched more than the first series?
Nice to see it.
He stabs them in the chest, drains their blood, then he chops them up, puts them in a bag, and dumps them in the harbor.
That's not always like.
He's the Bay Harbor Butcher.
Now this dude's, it's like, Rico, I'm gonna need you to. I'm going to need you to put your top lip over your bottom lip and shut the heck up.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Wow.
Do you want to hear from me instead?
No.
Damon, I did something nice for you.
What?
I made you a GoFundMe.
Oh, Lord. Hey, that one's pretty sweet. What brand is that?
It's an AI image of you. That's what it is.
That actually kind of looks like me. Just my hands.
I was gonna say.
Shut up. I mean, I don't hear more what cutting people off. It don't play hard for butcher.
What is that? What's going on there?
Freaking Rico. Jackass. How'd you do that?
That's a pretty good picture of you. That's not terrible.
This is scary.
It is a little, yeah.
Yeah. What? Oh, so that doesn't even have a real brand. That's like a knockoff?
That's like a made-up AI. This is what I think a vacuum sealer looks like.
Yeah, I just asked it to make you vacuum seal something. So
yeah, I always try to come to you guys with a little bit of, a little humility, a little, deep thoughts.
What
and
do you
it
mean?
Turns into Jokeville.
What do you mean? No, he's trying to help.
I'm not gonna waste people's GoFundMe on a vacuum. I mean, it would now if you wanted to drop me off one at my house. That's this dude. I don't understand how he's doing this. Why don't you work?
Okay, for the
podcast listeners,
for the podcasters. This is the description on the GoFundMe. I'm a producer for Damon Betting's morning sports talk show, and he recently lost his vacuum sealer. We're hoping to raise enough money to pull him out of his depressive state to begin sealing again so he can leave more food out on his counters. Any and all donations are welcome from fans of Omaha West Side, Nebraska football, Hurrdat Sports Live, and beyond. He's quick.
Should I put that into the show description? Do you want the link?
Link in bio. You could get a nice one. Like, you know what I mean?
Just want a vacuum sealer, man.
That's what I'm saying. We're trying to help.
How is that not helping you? We're trying to help you achieve your goals.
Because, Austin, I was trying to have a moment. It's all right. He's got the little cartoon shower. That's probably that idiot Rico that did that.
Yeah, the lower thirds are Rico. That's Rico right there. The GoFundMe is all Austin.
Anyway, maybe I should do something different. Oh, hello, TK.
What do you mean? Something different how?
So is it any good, Ken? I buy the Food Saver bags, and I don't love them.
Oh, the sealer?
Yeah, I just ordered Food Saver bags. It took 4 days. I went to the actual Costco. Remember, that's the one I went to the 2 different locations to find vacuum sealing bags.
Yeah.
And neither one of them had them. So I used the Food Saver bags. They're just okay. My favorites are the ones that actually came with the original sealer.
I mean, that makes sense. They're designed
smooth.
for that
well,
one,
they
right?
just there's a certain type of bag I like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll deal with whatever because I've ordered a variety pack off of Amazon, different sizes. And so I could make any of them work, but I took it apart to clean it and it just never came back.
Mm.
I'm telling you, man, you don't get it, but
I don't.
That would be like you not being able, This is
why I don't take things apart though, because I don't trust my ability.
No,
to
that
put them
wasn't
back
really what
together.
I mean. I'd had it for probably 5 years.
Yeah. Just felt like it needed a clean.
4 years.
Have you taken it apart before?
Well, it won't seal anymore. That's the thing.
Before you took it apart?
Like it'll do its suction thing, and I go to seal, and it lets the air back out.
Mm. That's not great.
And now I can't even. My slicer thing won't work. He said it works fine. Ken, you're kind of always serious too. I want to believe you.
Yeah, he doesn't make a ton of jokes.
No, he's pretty his personality is pretty matter of fact.
Yeah, he probably has 4 years. He's had it for 4 years. I mean, maybe give it a shot. It's like half the cost of the other one.
Yeah. I got it because it was part of the. Yeah, I know. I know this. I'm well aware.
He seals them too. Look at that.
It's not like a
I'm just,
yeah. He doesn't.
He's just stealing like a
vacuum
bag.
seal 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes he'll do bends. Sometimes he does bags. Sometimes the show progressively got work too.
Yeah.
Did I say work or worse?
You said work, but I think you meant worse.
Yeah, it got worse.
Yeah. No,
I may have to take a look at that.
I've heard that it didn't age particularly well.
Yeah, that's why I always look for those shows on television that have like 8 to 10 episodes.
Oh, like the limited runs.
Yeah.
Where you're like, hey, they did this on purpose.
Although, what's the one that I liked where she was kidnapped? It's kind of like this water torture thing. She worked for the FBI. Then they have I tried turning it on and off again? Juan, you got off to a good start, but you're back to being going, Juan.
Ben wants you to tell everybody when you get one so that he knows he's in the market. So tell the chat when you get one.
BP?
Yeah. Apparently he's in the market for one as well.
I don't know. That's it right there.
So he wants to have you make a mistake if you make one, and then he'll figure it out from there.
I don't know about if I like that one.
Does that not look right?
I have to look at it up close. I have to make sure I can. I don't use the plastic apparatus, the air sealer, and maybe that's what I should do. But I never had the cord. I never had the little plastic cord for my or I did, but I didn't buy the bags with the hole in them.
Is that what the little thing is to the right of it?
Yeah. Yep.
Why don't you have you seen those ones people use for clothes, like the bags?
Yeah.
You could just do a lot of meat in there.
Those are only good if you're like packing for a long haul. That would be miserable for a hotel because the first thing that I do is I hang my clothes up.
Yeah, no, that's like for a move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that I'm not trying to do it at all. But if I were to do it, it would be for a move, not for like a hotel. That'd be awful.
No, first of all, that's a terrible name. For a Bennett Dexter.
Well, it's not bad.
It is.
You don't like it?
He said, I buy. Yeah. Okay. So, Ken, I wish you need to put a video in the Discord. No, because I want somebody to show me how they're using. Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one. But I don't have the counter space.
Do you want us to change the GoFundMe total to that?
Yeah.
No.
No, he said it doesn't have the counter space.
No.
You gotta have
Why?
For it.
What's on your counters?
Dead people. No, carving.
Put some stuff away and you'll have counter space.
So I do want to change my countertops, Jimmy Neutron, and I want to make it part of it butcher block.
Oh yeah, nice.
But I think I told you that.
Yeah.
So my buddy Chris came over to look at it, and some of my angles are tough to cut.
Oh.
So he knows
what he's doing.
Yeah.
He'll figure it out.
But he just raked me over the coals for I got pavers and fixed my deck, and it's not a good number. The old Albion speaking engagement out the window. Say, you just want me to sign this over to you? It's extortion. Ken, put one of those videos in the Discord. I'm dead serious. I just want to see. No, Juan, you're not my friend again. I'm out.
I think you should put a tutorial in the Discord once you buy a new one.
Left that food takes up most of the see. Yep, that's the Ken I know. No,
I think
we're back on the outs.
I think that's what Austin was going for, and you hit him with dead people instead.
No, we have several cutting boards.
Husker Gnome says, "I'm surprised Ravi hasn't suggested players that suck who could replace the vacuum sealer." That's kind of funny, Husker Gnome.
He's kind of funny.
Yeah, no, he has his moments.
Well, see, that's what makes him funny. He's very selective.
Yeah, just comes in sniper.
Yep,
off the top rope.
He apparently must have a real job, like most gnomes, because he gets in and gets out.
I think it seems like he watches mostly on Twitter. So I wonder if he just doesn't.
Well, yeah, because that's when he's funny too. Like,
yeah, I just wonder if he just doesn't interact because you don't have the interaction on Twitter you do on YouTube.
That's true.
So maybe he just gets us in that way.
Are the Red Sox ever going to lose again?
I don't think so.
Is that 14? Is it 13?
14 in a row.
And you were crying that you didn't want to hop back on the train after the All-Star break.
It wasn't. I didn't like where the All-Star break came. So I was going to cool them off.
You know, the All-Star break came in some time.
It's a terrible time. What voice is that?
In a row.
Is that you when your vacuum sealer broke? What happened?
Damn it!
Give me that.
Thank you.
I used to work at Lens Crafters. It's I got you. Put this back in here.
Yeah, that's 14 in a row.
14 in a row. It's their second longest winning streak ever. I believe. So,
so you're back on the hype train.
I mean, I'm excited that they're playing well again. I still don't. I've got some concerns about the lineup for the rest of the season. Still, I don't know how that's going to work. It's a bad lineup still.
14 games in a row.
I'm excited. Listen, they're back in it. They're in the
Wait, no, you drive a tractor. We need to hang out. That's one of the things I'm going to learn to do.
Here, let me clean up my fingerprints for you.
My man Brett is going to teach me how to drive big equipment.
No, that's right. Okay.
Did I tell you about a random Sunday I drove out there and like
with who? Zygmunt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went out to his
There you go.
And looked at the feed for the corn. We looked at about 300 head of cattle, how to find good ones, how to find bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
We looked at big equipment. I wanted to be the guy that drove around on the 3-wheeler and looked at all the cows.
Ken says he's technology challenged, don't know how to get on Discord, still have an AOL email address.
I see that he's very pragmatic. That's why I believe him about the vacuum sealer.
Yeah, so do I.
He's very, very
He's
pragmatic.
Like, my AOL still works. I don't need to get anything else.
What's up, Willie D?
Usually listen at work overnight. Excited to be here live. We're excited to have you here live.
We're excited to have Kyle too. Hi, friend. Hello, friends.
Kyle in here
Shane,
too?
can we say hello to our new friends? We seem to have a lot of new people in the chitty chat.
Hello.
You idiot. I'm talking about the drop.
I know.
This dude said hello. Hello. No, that's not it, Shane. Oh, boy. Did he teach you that the back cattle are the best? No. So he had just got a shipment in, Corn Raider, and I think that was part of the allure to go out early. He's like, hey, I want to get a look. You know, we got a buyer. It's down in, I won't just dox him. We got a buyer that's down in somewhere, and I want to look at him. And he said, hey, you know, you see how this one has a flat back, or this one has a broad head, or this one has these kind of legs. It's going to fill out. Like it was, and you know me, I'm just taking, it's like watching combines or BP or something. I'm just taking notes. And so I was getting ready to leave, and we were in his truck, and I saw a couple of the calves kind of stranded. I was like, ooh, you're going to grow up to be an ugly one? Oh, now you got potential. They're looking at me like, why are you talking to me? I was like, because I don't have any friends. That's a true story, by the way.
I believe you. I saw you at the plant.
Oh, that hurts my feelings.
No, I meant like the taking notes part. You were walking through that plant like someday you were like, by someday I mean like the next day you'd have to work there. Like that's how you were operating through. You're like, all right, so wait, when this happens, and you're like trying to figure out like what part of the line you'd want to be on, and I'm like,
why are you just been sitting on this?
No, I was just thinking about it as like you were saying that, and I was like, oh, I've seen that before. It was at the plant. He's like, I was like, you know, this isn't a job interview, right, DB? Like, we're going to do the show in the morning. I don't know why we're here. I'm glad I got to see Connor, but I don't know what's happening.
I think it's fascinating. You just been sitting on this?
I just thought it was really interesting. You're like operating through, you're just kind of going through, and you're asking these questions like you're going to have to get on the line. Like you're going to have to do that job.
You never know.
And I'm just like, I'm pretty sure that's not where they'd put you.
How do you know?
They might put you on the office side of things.
I don't want to be on the harvesting floor, that's for sure. But I did want to know about that.
No, I think they might put you in the offices, you know, do the business side.
Yeah, it's pretty fast paced.
It is.
I wanted to, I'm not saying it, but weren't you fascinated how some people use like the whetstone, some people use the hand sharpener, and some people use the electric?
I'll be honest, I didn't think about it at all. I was just like, it
was extremely fast.
No, they was super quick. I was impressed by like the process of it all. And I was also,
you didn't wonder what they did with the miscuts?
Not really. What I was fascinated by was how specific everyone's job was. Like,
I was tickled.
There were some people that would literally make just like one cut.
Yeah.
And
you're talking about for the removal of the...
Yeah, or for whatever. Like, there were some people's jobs that were so specific. If you're not aware of what we're talking about, DB and I went to a cattle processing plant like 6 months ago for some reason.
Because I thought it was fascinating.
Yeah, you just like, hey, we're going to this thing. And I was like, all right. I thought maybe they were going to be like a sponsor or something. You're like,
Action Jackson, listen, this is low-key how he makes fun of me. Because I had a day... I wanted to go to a plant, and so I was like,
"Are you guys going?"
Yes. I was like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. Do you want to go with me?" And apparently he thought that was weird.
No, okay. First of all, you planned it around me. You're like, "What day can you go?" So I felt like,
well, I was gonna go one day, and then I didn't want to go by myself.
Yes.
So then I asked.
So that's why I went with you, because I could
planned it around it. I see what you're doing.
A little bit.
I see what you're doing.
I could tell you didn't want to go by yourself, and so I was like, "All right, I'll go with you."
I like that you took someone who hadn't been to a process like that before, because you could have taken like me, but I've seen these things.
He could have told you what was going on. This is the family business for the Jacobsons.
Jacobson Cattle Incorporated.
It's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
He's in the biz.
Interesting.
Well, his family is. He's not. He does this.
Apparently Rico is too, but I'm out on going with Rico.
His
now.
in-laws, I think, are in the business.
Yeah, he's not my friend.
But no, you invited me along, and I was like, all right.
If I'm not your friend, no more cow for you.
It's fine. This dude.
I thought they were like maybe going to be a sponsor or something, and it was just a field trip. I was like, oh, okay. There was some fascinating things about that. It never would have been something that I was like, yeah, let's go do this. But
how about when I asked Connor if we could go back to the harvesting floor, and he's like, sure.
If you want to.
Sure.
I think that was about the time that he had a meeting. He's like, I gotta go. No, he told us beforehand. He told us beforehand he was gonna have to leave at a certain point.
No, Willie, that's not how I said it. I do not want to go anywhere with Austin. Except I do want to see his wedding now.
You want to go to the wedding?
Yeah, I came back from a wedding where there were roughly 375 people. It's
a lot of people.
Floored.
It's a lot of people for you.
I couldn't believe it.
That seems like more than you want to deal with.
And it's in your age wheelhouse too. So maybe you guys have a lot of friends. I mean, but Shane's fairly popular, Henderson, and so is Cece.
I think it's that age of wedding are usually the biggest ones you find. Where it's,
I mean, it was an absolute
because you're young enough. A lot of your high school friends are still going to be there. Obviously, most of your college friends are still going to be there. Your parents' friends are usually going to be there. Like, it gets out of hand in a hurry.
I did ask him about if he was having any second thoughts hot, but he didn't. He was wearing we were like dressed in official, not get messy clothes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
And I think you're a little nauseous, but I asked you if you were all okay with the whole
I was fine.
beef thing. So we don't have a lot of cows in India. That was funny.
I'm not practicing. You know,
you just said it so dry. Your delivery was funny. Yeah, hot. That came up.
No, I'll be honest. I was concerned. I had never been to something like that before, so I was like, I don't know how I'm going to take this. Like, in terms of just like my constitution. Yeah. I did good though.
Yeah, like if I was having a bad couple of weeks or something, I need to get away. I could go fill that salt tank. That's mean. That's like I could do that. I don't need a degree. I don't think.
You're like, I'm having a bad day. Remedies are insane to me. You're like, I'm gonna go work in the kitchen, or I'm gonna go work at a meat packing plant. Like in a million years, I would like, I'm having a bad day, I need to go do manual labor. Nope, not at all. That would never cross my mind.
AJ, you're having a bad day. What are you doing?
Hanging out with my dog.
Number one right there.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not going to do other harder work than I do for a living.
I wouldn't consider that. Yes, it's hard.
Like physically harder.
Anytime I don't have to think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Heath. I was probably 1 of 4, 5 maybe. I asked my coach.
That seems high.
Having a bad day, go build a house.
Probably 5. People do that all the time. Like, hey, I'm having a bad day. I'm going to go.
I can understand like the
garden,
physical activity
whack
part of like getting out of your head with physical activity, but I'm not going to do work.
Oh,
that's certainly not going to happen.
Dude, nobody was down. Now it smelled horrible down there.
It was not great. It was not great.
But I could do that. You don't even have to be with anybody. You could just shovel.
So that's the key for you. You just don't be around people. Like if you're having a bad day, you're trying to get away from people.
It is fine. Did I tell you how I startled myself this morning?
Oh, what happened?
I have a poop cleaning guy.
Yeah.
And it's like $5.50
for the dogs, right?
Look,
just trying
Listen, it was a good question because I had questions.
I'm still waiting for the answer.
Didn't know if we were talking like oncology bags, if you had something under your shirt. I didn't know.
Just trying to make sure.
So it's for the dogs, right? You haven't answered.
Like, I don't know if Micah's like that efficient. You got to like clean up the house or whatever.
I apologize for you first timers. We're usually better than this.
No, we're not.
Oh, that's true.
Don't lie to him.
Oh, come on, Steve. You usually rock with me.
Thank you, Steve.
It's fine. No, Dan. See, everybody. Here comes the peanut gallery. Anyway, I was taking my vitamins so I can oversee through the kitchen outside.
Yeah.
And I see this head with a sun hat on, and I was like, ah! Like 7 pills going, like, Bella, no. Hopped up on vitamin D and alpha base.
Like the poop man. Oh!
First of all, he normally comes in the afternoon. I don't expect to see anybody in my windowsill at 5:50 in the morning.
That's fair. That is fair. That's fair.
I'm done.
DK says, "Did you forget you left someone's head there?" That's what.
You guys,
I think that's back to the Dexter. I think it's a Dexter reference.
Glad I can make your guys' morning. It's fine.
Just think this all started with vacuum sealing.
I was just trying to share that I was emotionally a little unstable, and it turned into this.
We were trying to help by making you laugh.
A-train.
It would be weird. I wouldn't like it if they showed up.
Yeah,
at
I
my
could
house
just see the top of his head.
Like if you showed up, if anybody showed up at my house for any reason at 6 o'clock in the morning, like we're not doing.
I mean, I get it, but it's not even the hottest day.
Yeah, no, it's like 84 for a high today. Be fine.
God, that might be chilly.
I mean, I'm sure it'll still be like muggy, humid.
My did your windows have condensation?
No, I don't think so.
Emmett, is that what you do, bud?
Oh, like manual labor stuff? I don't know. What do you do? What do you do, Emmett, if you feel like sharing?
I was kind of close to Emmett, but not. What is this a picture of? You see? See? I'm over these dudes. Both of them.
Rico, why would you do that?
I'm sorry. I forgot to add a sun hat. That's on me.
Anywho,
Do you know some manual labor where you can be alone? Picking up dog poop.
He's not wrong.
I just was trying to get back what's in the box. Okay, Ken.
Emmett says he's a CNC machinist.
I'm gonna have to Google that. Is it the same thing every day?
I don't know. Depends on what you're machining, I think. But he might be on like a.
I don't know. That's a $30,000 piece of equipment. I'm not going near that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think CNCs are fairly
elite metal,
expensive and elaborate.
Yeah, that sounds dangerous. I like my fingers. Can I lose those?
He says some are more complex than others. Yeah, I think it depends on what they're doing that day.
We'll see.
Maybe
after today.
Just something to think about,
Yeah, after today, I'm not sure.
What did I do? That was Austin.
It's all three of you. Then I asked Ding Dong to say who still hasn't played the drop, but I asked him to do something.
Play it.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't, Shane. And he just says hello. Like
there you go.
Norm.
That's the second time I played it.
No,
it's not.
That's you're about. Can I just?
That's the
Stop,
second time
you're gonna
I
go
played
in
it.
super
No,
hard.
I'm gonna defend Shane. He did play it earlier because Ellie heard it and she was like, "Who said that?" And I pointed to Damon.
Oh, God, Rico.
I don't know. I say he didn't play it. You say he didn't play it. Austin,
He played.
I don't think he played. Yeah, he played the laughter one.
He played,
he played the laughing one.
funny
He didn't play Hello Friends.
You guys all got gum in your ears.
Nice using my lines.
Yeah, we're 3-on-2 here. The vote wins.
That's a bunch of crap.
It's
You can
fine.
vacuum seal that.
back. Would you like to set the lineup today?
Yeah, we've got we do have a lineup today.
I gotta actually work with Austin too.
Yeah, have fun with that at 9:00. Coming up at 8, we've got Henry Palattella. He covers Major League Baseball for MLB.com. As we talked earlier, the Red Sox are the biggest story in business right now. So
Run, Steve.
Not a big deal.
It's apparently validating Shane.
I don't believe him. At 9:30, we've got Vinnie Iyer talk a little NFL from the sporting news, and that is the lineup for today.
Do you like my friends?
Who do we have today? We've got Paper Bag.
I don't know this guy.
We've got Paper Bag Head.
Nah, the world has officially come to an end. Scott no longer has my back. He's just telling the truth.
Who's the other dude?
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Are you having facial blind?
Yeah, I'm not great with faces.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I don't remember. It's not that I can't see him. I don't know who that is. I assume he's a football player. What do we got here? Who is this?
Jimmy Neutron. Who is this?
I'm bad at faces, all right? What do you want from me?
What were you asking?
Who is this?
That is Carter Nelson.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, I thought that was Caleb.
God.
I'm not.
You'd be shocked to find out that Ravi doesn't know the face of an 8-man football player.
I don't know the face of almost any football player. Like once the helmet's off, like I do not recognize, like I just lose it totally, especially in those pictures where they're wearing the suits and everything that they all do in their profile pictures. I don't recognize anybody on those.
Yeah, I'm going to surprise you. Famously, I have been, since the recruitment, the getting to Nebraska, I have been relatively cool, even keeled on Carter Nelson.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I am not cool and even keeled on Carter Nelson right now.
You hate him?
I am very high on Carter Nelson this year.
Okay. All right. That's a thing to know. That's a change.
It's a drastic change for your boy.
I
played it very close to the vest this early because I knew it was going to be a transition.
That would be the biggest. That or when Danny Kalen came in would be your biggest mind changes, I think, because you liked how he looked in spring early when he came in as a freshman.
Kalen,
yeah,
he was fantastic,
and you had some questions coming in.
I did, and he was. I'm like,
and
wow.
you were really, really impressed in that spring.
Yeah, because I only could go by
what you had played against him
when we saw him.
Yeah,
and I saw him on.
It's not
campus,
like you were walking.
And I came back and I was like, I couldn't. He was sensational.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't want to put words in your mouth. There was a time during the spring you thought he looked like the best quarterback.
Yeah, there were practices.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
right?
I know that's not hot.
That's not revisionist history because one of them's back and one of them's gone. Like that's what you said at the time.
Yeah, but
which would have been from where you felt about him and the questions in high school. That'd be as big of a flip, I think, as Carter Nelson.
Correct.
Yeah.
This one's probably bigger.
Okay.
Right
now.
Yeah, it's just I think finally figured out what he's really good at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because what are we talking about? 14 catches?
Yeah,
16 catches, 18 catches, something like that.
Yeah, I can look it up.
I think I would firmly put Carter in the top 6 wideouts, 6, 7.
Oh, okay.
How about that? Hot takes.
And that's a group that a lot of people kind of like the depth of.
Yeah.
So because there's a lot of options there.
Well, they work too. So this is the first. Like, you know, it's funny. I asked some of the guys, you know, what made this different, and almost to a man, they said
he's at 12 receptions.
Almost to a man. You know, they would say things like, what we were doing wasn't working. We couldn't stay the same.
I mean, that's a pretty logical conclusion there.
Yeah. That's why I thought the 4 months of OTAs would be huge, because they now have data. Like, we tried this didn't work. We did this didn't work. We like this. Let's keep this here. I think they've tweaked it enough. And now you just get people that talk about work. But that's he's up there for a reason.
That's an interesting one for sure, because Carter is
that is correct, Jibs. That is correct.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I think there was a much steeper learning curve.
It's a lot, man.
From where he was coming from, which I made this point and I phrased it poorly and got all the 8-man people mad at me.
Oh yeah, that was a rough couple 3-4 days.
But my point was there is a dramatic difference from not just stylistically, but what he was being asked to do in high school versus what he was going to be asked to do in college. And I think that, especially because we saw the touchdown early, we kind of are like, oh, well, this is going to be easy for him. He's a great athlete. He'll figure it out. We kind of underestimated that learning curve. And obviously, you had some changes in terms of play callers and stuff like that, too. So there was a little bit, even though his position coach stayed the same, there was a little bit of, there was a little bit of transition there as well. But I think it was supposed to take longer than we thought, just because of the transition that needed.
Well, Rich and I said 2 years, and people thought I was being a hater.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's just hard.
It is hard, and it's a. I mean, if I've got questions about quarterbacks coming from Old Dominion to the Big Ten, then going from 8-man football to the Big Ten should be a pretty big question, also, right? Is that fair?
Yeah,
like that's a really big jump. And I get he's not a quarterback, so maybe it's a little bit easier, but the physicality of that position is still pretty significant. Like if you sent me a defensive lineman, like a rush end from 8-man football into the Big Ten, I'd have the same questions about physicality and being ready, no matter how good of an athlete they were.
And now he gets 5 for 5. Tater, you keep talking about tight ends. He's not playing tight end.
Yeah, he should have 3 full years left.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a huge win for him as well, to have 3 years of development and improvement left after kind of seemingly having it click.
Yeah.
There you go, Carter Nelson. I'll try and
you're still trying to you're trying to get your composure. I said it.
I'll try and no, I am a little stunned. I'm just trying to remember his face now so that when he pops up again,
I'll practice. I'll try to bring in a couple of new ones every day.
Does that make you feel better that it's all people that I just really don't recognize faces?
Yeah, because you were 0 for 7 with all the brothers.
I was on a bad run there. I think that's on you for not bringing in more white people.
It's always my fault. Doesn't matter what's been said this morning. It's a DB issue. Appreciate that. Shout out to you, Jimmy Neutron. That idiot with the voice in the air. Rico, Dilrod, Shane over there, who's being a little surly for no reason.
I know. I haven't even been mean to him yet today.
And then my regular
Ravi
idiot compadre.
Listen, when I say something I don't believe, when I start laughing immediately, like I can barely even get that one out. Let's take a quick break here. We'll get back going here in just a second. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Are you feeling off, low energy, or asleep? At NextGen Male Medical, we not only evaluate your testosterone, but overall health. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com. Together, we'll get you back on your game.
What is your lasting memory from Nebraska? What's maybe the first thing you think of when you think about your time at Nebraska?
There's a lot of very good memories there. Obviously, that weekend in OKC is something that's gonna stick with me for forever. But just being in the gym like that. Our practice facilities, we've spent so much time there, like practicing throughout the summer, throughout the season. Like you spend so much time in that practice facility. I think that's like I'm never gonna forget that gym. All the good and all the tough days. A lot of time was spent in there.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are about 10 minutes away from talking a little baseball with Henry Palattella from MLB.com. I'm sure we'll get some Red Sox questions in. I don't know who would do that, but you can talk about your Dodgers too.
I mean, it's just weird to see the 14 in a row in the streaks column. Like, that's just silly.
It's weird. It's also, I mean, I'm not under any illusions that this is a dramatically different baseball team. They were pretty underperforming. So this is like, they're 3 games above 500. That's about probably where they should have been. Like, the pitching's been really good. The lineup hasn't been. Like, 500 feels about right for them fighting for a wild card spot. I don't know that they're like, obviously they're not going to continue on like 19-2 in their last 21 games, right? Like, that's not what this team is, but it's nice that they have a pulse. I enjoy that.
Yeah, you've given up one more run than the Dodgers.
Yeah. No, the pitching's been really good. The line has been awful.
One fewer run than the Brewers.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
The pitching's been very, very good. The bullpen's been awesome. Like, you know, they've had guys like Peyton Tolley who you didn't really think were going to be a factor. Crochet hasn't pitched, so they've been able to find some depth. You know, Connolly Early's got a little elbow tenderness too. So like guys they thought they were going to count on haven't even been able to pitch. So the depth in the pitching has been really, really impressive. But the lineup is just like has not been able to count on them to consistently score runs. Roman Anthony's got God knows when he's ever coming back. It's been one of the strangest like return to injuries in Red Sox recent
and got
history.
the early contract too.
Got the early contract
way before they had to.
Yeah,
I guess they want to keep him under control, but
and they wanted to buy out some. Like they, you know, if you think a guy is going to be special, you want to buy out some of your long-term liability in terms of salary. But he hasn't been a factor at all this year. Marcelo Meyer hasn't hit at all this year, even when he's played. Like all these guys that they thought were going to be the core of their lineup have been total non-factors. Like
Story's still hurt. I mean, he's always hurt.
Yeah.
Meyer's not even back yet, is he?
I think he's back. He just can't. Like he's just not.
I thought he was on the 10-day.
I think he's off, but I'm back. I could be wrong. Either way, he hasn't hit all year.
You need Suarez.
You need Suarez back, and you need Crochet back if you're going to keep up on the pitching. Because you don't want to have to roll out some of these guys as your top of the line starters if you make a wild card game. But they really need to go get a bat at the deadline. Like they need something to give them a little bit of a boost to carry the momentum into the end of the season and give them a little bit of hope. Be like, hey, if Anthony does come back, if Story does come back, they've got another guy in the lineup that can help them out too. That would be if they get a bat at the lineup, like a legitimate bat at the lineup, like that would be the thing that maybe sends me over the top in terms of my excitement.
Do you have any fixations now that you've got it down to a manageable single digit? Because I mean, the Yankees aren't healthy; they can't score. Although they did light the Pirates up, but
the Pirates also were
Pirates
literally
are pretty good though.
No, but they were like Gronk spiking the ball into the ground yesterday.
Yeah,
like they were that was super weird.
So that's kind of their Achilles.
Yeah, like they can't feel.
Remember, we
all.
had the joke the other. It was I don't know. It was probably 2-3 months ago. Skeens was he'd given up the 3 runs in the first. This was maybe opener, second. This was early.
Yeah, it was early.
And they kicking it around, couldn't field a ball in the outfield.
Nothing has changed. Like they just boot it around a lot.
But again,
the
Yankees and their unearned runs.
I'm not enamored with like chasing down the division or anything like that. I'd love it for them to make the playoffs and just kind of have a shot at it. But if they go get a bat, if they go get a real bat at the deadline, I'll be pretty interested, especially if they get Anthony or Story back.
TK, well. I get the Royals thing. You remember a long time ago when people thought like a lot of our experts had the Royals winning the division.
Oh, I mean, I think a lot of people like that team.
But winning the division.
Like that, especially the division was open.
They have 41 wins?
That division was open for business too. You know what I mean? Like there's like the White Sox.
Now all of a sudden the White Sox are
stolen
the show.
Yeah, they're at 41 wins. They're at 41-60. Good call.
That's incredible.
They're the leader in the division. So that's the funny thing, right? Is the Red Sox are in third place in the AL East. They have 51 wins. The White Sox
are in first place with 50. Don't tell me. Red Sox have how many?
51.
White Sox are in first place with 53.
Correct. Guardians also have 53, but they have 2 more losses. I feel like you stare at these standings too much.
Let's go.
That was good. That was a good one. No, so like there's like that division was there for the taking for the Royals.
Do you have any faith? Who wins the AL West? Last time we had this conversation, I told you I think we were talking to Jesse Rogers maybe, and I said, does this team have a run in them? And they're in first place.
Seattle.
Now, but I'm not I mean,
they're in the. I mean, they're.
How do you explain Cal Raleigh? Stop. Is that your answer for everything?
For power surges? Yeah, it is.
Jeez, is slandering guys.
No, I'm just speculating.
Of course,
I got so many messages about like.
By the way, just speculating. I got a couple hot takes in Nebraska too. Surprise faces.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Baby steps.
We can do that after Henry.
I don't want to. I mean, we got a couple weeks.
Got some time.
Yeah, I got one.
Surprise face. Ooh.
Yeah. Just watched it close too, even in the spring. And I was like, wait a minute, he's better than that guy. Why does he get all the hype? That's what I said. You know, that's how I talk.
Yeah. I don't understand. He's better than him.
So then I just had to watch it for a while.
Well, there's one I know of that,
and now it is confirmed. And I'm telling you, it's not a name you're going to think of. I'd give you 10 shots at it.
There's one I know of that you liked, but I think you've said it.
Do you want to play that game?
I kind of do. Yeah. You've said Mubanga, so I'm not doing that one because that was one of them that you're like. He was sort of the afterthought on the line.
How much time do we have?
We got like 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll even let you pull up the roster.
Okay. Let's pull up the roster. Can you give me side of the ball?
I'm going to give you. So do you want the maximum number of guesses or do you want the side of the ball?
How many guesses do I lose if I get side of the ball?
5.
Give me side of the ball.
Okay, I'll give you 5 guesses.
Okay.
I'm down to plus 40, right?
Yep. This is only a tenner. I'm guessing.
Okay, $10.
Yeah, I'm going for a huge. There's a huge number of people I can guess.
$10.
Okay.
Defensive side of the ball. I don't think anybody on the planet has brought his name up, but to my knowledge, that I'm telling you is way good.
Defensive side of the ball, way good. Nobody's talking about him. All right, I'm gonna skip.
And he takes a back seat to some other
people in the group.
Yep. Give you 5 of them.
Andrew Marshall.
Okay.
I think it's in the secondary. Jameer Khan. Okay. We've talked about Anthony Jones. Otherwise, that might. I'm gonna go Anthony Jones. Okay. I got 2 left.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody talks about shavers. We're not doing shavers. Ooh,
I kind of like this game.
Victor Evans is interesting, but we're not going to go there. Ooh.
Weirdo.
I might have it. Dexter Foster. Oh, shoot. I thought I got that one.
You said ooh.
I thought it fit a lot of the criteria. You know, everybody talking about
it's a fantastic guess, Rico. It fits the criteria. A guy flying under the radar, and everybody.
What did Rico say?
He said Dylan Rogers.
Oh.
And everybody talks about another guy.
That's a guy I brought up last year. So I just want to.
He's clearly clearly listening to the context clues.
Jeremiah Charles.
Very good guess. But exact same position.
I thought I got him.
Exact same position. This is your 6th guess, and I'll take my $50. But
I thought I got him. All right, let me see. Okay, so I said Andrew Marshall, so it's not him or
that's a JJ's a great guess.
Or Jeremiah Charles. All right, so that leaves me Amari Sanders, Danny Odom, Larry Tarver, Kamir Prescott. So I thought about saying Victor Evans because he's new and I haven't heard anybody talk about him.
That would be correct.
Okay. That was the one where I said, oh, and then I decided not to go there.
Victor Evans.
Victor Evans.
Write that name down.
Okay.
Odom gets a lot of guys get a lot of the love.
Yeah. Victor Evans.
Watch
Dog.
Victor Evans. I give you about 2 of those a year in the offseason.
Victor Evans and Carter Nelson. Those are my 2 so far?
Yep.
All right. Man, I thought I got you with Jeremiah Charles. I really did. I thought I had that one.
At least Rico was listening. Because he nailed, they talk about other people at that position.
Yeah. Well, if Dylan Rogers ends up being good, nobody will hear the end of it from me.
Oh, I know. Believe me. I know you're waiting. Warm it up for that victory lap.
About a year early on him, but
that and Caleb Wilson.
Never wrong, just early. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be back more Hurrdat Sports Live with Henry Palattella and talk a little Major League Baseball after this.
Feeling tired? Foggy? Just off? At NextGen Male Medical Clinic, we offer hormone evaluations, peptides, supervised weight management for men and women. Most insurance accepted. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com.
It's time to sizzle into summer at Edwards Kia. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage EX starting at $249 a month. Turn up the heat on your next lease. This July, the savings are as hot as the season. We've also got the 2027 Kia Telluride S starting at $449 a month. Don't wait. Sizzle into summer this July at Edwards Kia. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Kia.
I thought Bennington again performed pretty well. Taibu Fakeo, up until the championship game, maybe had the throw of the day. I thought he had a fantastic day, and he got better as more games came about. And I thought Bennington really showed out and maybe raised a couple of eyebrows in Class A.
Yeah, and obviously you got Braylon Warren and Trey Taylor, the big names at quarterback coming into this tournament. But Taibu Fakeo, as far as Nebraska quarterbacks, was as proven and as accomplished as anybody else in this field. And it showed today. Obviously, in 11-on-11, his legs are a bigger part of his game. He's a really good runner at quarterback. But I've been impressed with his steady development as a passer kind of throughout his career. And he was in really good command today. Like you said, one of the throws of the day, just dropping into the bucket over a 6'5" defender in the end zone. Receiver ran under it, caught it. Great play by both those guys. I believe Braden Kloster was on the receiving end there on that one. But yeah, Bennington, again, once you get 11-on-11, get everybody out there, depth, lines, all that stuff takes apart. But I think Bennington has to be excited about the quarterback and skill group that they've got coming back.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Tommy Edmond, fly ball right field in a 1-0 game. We're now tied.
I told you.
Tommy Edmond says goodbye, and we're even at 1.
From Wells. Swinging a high fly ball left field. This is deep. Back it goes. Yes, sir. It's out of here. Home run. The Derbinator touches them all.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Henry Palattella from MLB.com to talk a little baseball. Henry, how are we doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're just trying to parse through it. We're on opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm an NL guy, and I love the Dodgers. He's an AL guy, and he honks for the Red Sox. So he was whining during the All-Star break that the break came at an unfortunate time, and now the Red Sox have ran the number to 14, and he's still telling me, yeah, but as this is the biggest smoke and mirror things of all time. I'm not saying he's completely crazy, but they're not even healthy. They still can't hit, but they win a lot of games. Smoke and mirrors for the Red Sox, or this is who they were supposed to be. They're just still not hitting the baseball.
I think it's a little bit of both. It's kind of funny. So in May, they came to Cleveland, and I filled in covering them. And that was right around, I think it was a couple weeks after Cora had got fired. That was when Crochet, his injury became a little bit more than it was. At that point, it seemed like Roman Anthony was a couple, maybe weeks away from returning. Now it's kind of who knows. It's the fact that they're doing this without Anthony and Mayer and Crochet is pretty incredible. And I think that kind of detracts from the smoke and mirrors kind of argument, just because they're doing it without three of the most important players on their roster. Now, baseball is a sport of runs. If a lot of teams, they'll have one good winning streak, then play 500 baseball the rest of the season, and that can get you in the postseason now. So it's eventually they're going to come back to earth, and at that point, it's going to be: are they going to come back in a way where they're going to be back to the dredges of the bottom they were in earlier this year, or is it going to be more of, all right, we're going to play 500 baseball, we're going to get some reinforcements back, we're going to get healthier, and then all of a sudden, with the expanded wild card, they can be in there, and we've seen teams like that make some noise. But the mere fact that they've gone from looking like a pretty true seller, Contreras and Sonny Gray would have done really well in this trade market, but now it seems kind of foolish to trade them when they fought back so hard. And what kind of message does that send to the team, the clubhouse? That just seems counterproductive at this point.
Everybody wants a frontline starter. I get it. But for the Red Sox in particular, is there a bat that you see available, or are you just kind of waiting it out from a health standpoint and think that those guys like Romy will eventually come back to the mean?
I think it's kind of a little bit of both because they have too many outfielders. That was a problem going into the year. They probably missed their chance to sell high on Jarren Duran. So they need some kind of addition, and honestly, some help in the outfield would probably be beneficial just because of who knows what's going to happen with Roman Anthony. Trevor Story, I mentioned him as someone that's hurt. He seems like he's kind of been lost because he got hurt so early and hasn't had kind of the drama around his injury compared to others, but him coming back would be a huge get. When it comes to adding additions, I think the teams to watch are going to be the A's, just because they have a lot of major league outfielders and they're listening to offers on them. Some of them have team control, so it's going to take a little more to get them. But I think when you're thinking about adding someone, if they're able to kind of weave, maybe they trade Duran, maybe they do what a lot of teams do now, deal from like major league talent to then add other major league talent. They seem to have kind of the roster surplus that could really benefit from being able to do that.
I won't ask any more Red Sox questions because I think DB covered them for me, which I
was
appreciate.
Just getting it out of the way for you.
No, I do. I didn't want to seem like a homer, so I do appreciate that. I do want to talk about the AL Central there for a minute, though, because we were talking about this before we brought you on, and that division, I think people legitimately thought the Royals would have a chance to be competitive in that division.
To win the division.
Yeah, to win the division. Obviously, you've got some starters you like. You got Bobby Witt Jr., who is one of the best players in baseball, and then they've basically, I mean, you talk about teams that are in the cellar. The Royals certainly qualify. I guess my question is, A, what went wrong in your mind with the Royals, and what's going to go right for the White Sox, where I didn't hear anybody talking about them as a legitimate division contender, even in a division that people thought was kind of open for business?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So I'm in Cleveland, so obviously like the center of AL Central territory. And all you heard about coming in was pretty much, the Tigers, the Royals. I mean, here in Cleveland, obviously people are always going to talk about the Guardians, but there wasn't a ton of optimism just because of how quiet the offseason was. And then, like you said, look at it now. The Royals are just in complete free fall, which is kind of interesting because they have, a top 10, top 5 player in baseball in Bobby Witt Jr. They have a good rotation. They sent Michael Walker to the All-Star game. They just signed Seth Lugo to such a team-friendly contract. But they didn't do as good of a job as building out their depth as I think a lot of people realized. They made the postseason in 2024. It looked like, okay, this is kind of what it's going to be. Like, they're going to be a talent. And then last year they took a step back, but that happens. Like, that's kind of this thing. All right, they retooled. It seemed like they were ready. And they just haven't gotten the kind of contributions. People have gotten hurt. They've had underperformance. They've played better in the second half. Second half since really, the end of June. But it just seems like they're so far back, they're not going to be able to make a move. And honestly, if they're able to benefit from being one of the true sellers, I'm sure people in Kansas City don't like that, but there is a market for that to be able to build your team. And the White Sox are, for so long, it just, again, being in Cleveland, the Guardians always beat up on them because their roster was either quad A guys or veterans looking for kind of that last place to play. And last year they went away from that a little bit. It seemed like Will Venable was building something. But I think they're a year ahead of schedule, probably for sure externally, I'm sure internally as well. But it seems clear that Michael Vargas has taken a huge step. He's an all-star. Colson Montgomery, all he did in the minors was strike out, and now he strikes out more, but he's hit 44 home runs in the calendar year since he got called up. Murakami's been great. Like, that's an incredible signing, the fact he just fell into their lap. Baseball is always more fun when the teams that are in the big cities are good, and for so long the White Sox were just kind of the definition of dysfunction in terms of how they were on the field, off the field, and it seems like they finally put an ownership group, or a leadership group, I should say, in place that kind of builds the team for sustained success. And that's incredibly exciting just in terms of the sport. And I think, again, being in Cleveland, having it be the Guardians and the White Sox duking it out, that's a lot more fun, because last year, it was the Tigers and Guardians. Now it's a bit of a different flavor, but that a rising tide kind of lifts all boats. And hopefully that means that there's going to be some big moves in the trade deadline within the division.
Yeah, and they still got, guys like Billy Carlson, and White Sox haven't even used like Hagen Smith yet. So they have some prospects too that are pretty close. It's strange because when they had it was 18, 19, 20, like right pre-COVID, the White Sox had this window, right? And they had a hard time keeping guys healthy, and this was going to be the year, and this was the dark horse. And then all of a sudden we started talking about their window being shut. Like, how did they miss on that window, we were saying? And then all of a sudden, quietly, it's back again where, wait a minute, are they going to do this to us again, or is there some long-term sustainability?
Yeah, I think when thinking about the window before, that's what happens when you stake your horse to guys that can't stay healthy. Like you said, I mean, Luis Robert, Yohan Moncada, yeah, Robert was, I think, the number one prospect, if not one of the top ones. Moncada was the big get from the sale trade, so obviously, there's pressure there. And they had, like you said, that glimpse in 2020. They made the postseason. In 2021, that was a really fantastic year. They played the Astros in the postseason. But I think it comes down to those guys couldn't stay healthy. They put Tony La Russa in charge, and eventually that's going to reach, that it was great. And then all of a sudden it wasn't, which everyone saw coming. Tim Anderson was great, and then, fell off as well. It seemed like they were kind of chasing a bit of a flash in the pan, but also when things started to go wrong, they weren't able to pivot or didn't have a backup plan. Whereas now I feel like there's a lot more sustainability when it comes to growing their team. So they have not only young talent, but they've done a good job to fortify it with veteran talent. One of the sneaky signings that's been super beneficial this year has been Randall Grichuk. He's hit, they've put him in positions to succeed, great platoon positions, and he's done nothing but hit since getting to Chicago. Yeah, the Yankees got rid of him, and now he has helped not save the White Sox season, but he's definitely been an additive to them. So I think that there's a lot more substance behind this, and also they just picked number one in the draft. So if you ever want to extend a window, having not only guys that are MLB ready, but like you said, there's another set of guys that are maybe a year or two away, and then you think about it again, just pick number one. That's another maybe 2 years of seeing that year if they move Chewalski through the minors quickly. So it's kind of a steady flow of talent. So the fact they're winning now it should be exciting for White Sox fans, but I think what's coming in the future should be just not even more exciting.
Henry, we were talking about staggering statistics. This was right before a couple days before the All-Star break, and I was sharing with our guests, the Yankees were top 5 in fewest runs, top 6 in fewest runs allowed. Yet they'd given up 51 unearned runs up to that point, which is one of the most staggering statistics in baseball at that time. Everybody talks about their offense, and if they get healthy, you think it'll eventually come back. But if you're a Yankees fan and you're playing the long game and you have the aspirations to win the pennant, which is what it was preseason, what do they need to short first? You want to score more runs, or you want to tighten up defensively?
I feel like tighten up defensively is the priority, just because it's such a cliche that executives use, but Aaron Judge coming back is better than any trade deadline bat you can add. And they were clicking earlier in the year when he was in there. Paul Goldschmidt's turning back the clock. They're getting Cody Bellinger, All-Star MVP. So they have guys, But like you said, the defense is the thing that bites you when it comes to the postseason. You need to get 27 outs. And sometimes getting those outs the difference of having the right person in the right position defensively can be the difference of whether you only get 25 when you need 27. We saw it the last time they made the World Series. Granted, they were in a 3-0 hole, but the ball that Judge boots in Game 4, then everything kind of goes from there. Yeah, exactly. So they always have the ability of offense. Like, that is just the benefit of them. I think I was reading something. It seems like Spencer Jones, there's a little bit of they could float him. And even though he's had strikeout problems in the minors and in his short big league stint, there's a team that's going to like that power, especially when willing to give up maybe a more defensive-minded MLB player to add him to their minor league ranks or call him up and see what he can do in the bigs. So they have the ability to go out and get a bat, but if I were them, it feels like defense is probably the priority, just because you can always bank on Judge coming back. Now, maybe he comes back at the end of August. Maybe he comes back later than people expected. But adding him is better than anything you're going to add. And why not, again, take that extra step defensively, so that way you're not putting someone you don't want to be, or it's, tied in the 7th inning, 8th inning, and there's a ball hit to someone where everyone's holding their breath, because it seems like every postseason there's a game or two that's kind of defined by that. You really don't want to be on the wrong end of that situation.
Even without Cole really being Garrett Cole, is the pitching, has it held up even without Rodon? Has it held up better than you would have thought, despite not getting Cole back to at least resembling Garrett Cole? Like, they seem a little ahead of schedule given the injuries.
Yeah, I would say so. I think the fact that it's not a huge need for them at the trade deadline is kind of an example of that. Cam Schlittler's been a revelation for them. I mean, he has been one of the best pitchers in the American League. A chance to win Rookie of the Year. I think like a legit chance to win Cy Young. And the way that he has embraced New York has been, I think, the thing that should excite Yankees fans the most, because he's from outside Boston, grew up a Red Sox fan, but is now public enemy #1 in Boston because he is all about the Yankees. And I'm sure putting on the pinstripes, like, there is a different kind of thing that comes with that players either seem to embrace or shy away from. And he has fully embraced it. And I think the fact that he has looked like an ace, again, without Garrett Cole being there as much as he has, with Rodon kind of going back from the injured list, Clark Schmidt's starting to come back up again. He's an option they could have down the stretch. You're always going to need one more arm at the deadline. That's just kind of, I feel like, every team's MO. I think Bednar has been better this year, so they don't have to worry about the back of the bullpen as much. Fernando Cruz is another good matchup guy, but they're going to need one more arm, but it's not a...
Cruz has got like 16 holds, something like that.
Yeah, he picked up the save last night. His ability with how he throws his sinker, when it's on, it's one of the toughest pitches to hit in baseball. It's pretty incredible. Another great signing for them. He's been everything they've asked for and more. So to answer your question, I think that they probably still need one more arm, just because every team does. But the fact that their rotation isn't kind of the glaring problem that we kind of thought it would be when Cole and Rodon got hurt is pretty incredible.
If I told you Schlittler had a 4-1 WAR, that sounds right to you at first blush?
Yeah, I would say so. I feel like he's been, because he and Parker Messick for the Guardians have been up there in terms of like rookies leading. But I think the last time I checked, he was ahead of it. So I believe that.
Henry, speaking of one more arm, I want to switch over to the NL here. A lot of teams, I'm guessing, are going to be in on that Tarek Skubal sweepstakes. I imagine the Dodgers are going to be involved.
Allegedly, they aren't moving Skubal.
I believe that. Sure. So the Dodgers are trying to get Shohei back. I think he's going to start throwing off a mound soon. How involved do you expect them to be in trying to grab Tarek Skubal as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're going to, like every kind of contender, they're going to go for it. I think Skubal, the Tigers now are, I just wrote it down, they're 4.5 games back of a wild card spot, which, great. Okay, cool. That shouldn't stop you from trading Tarek Skubal, because it seems like they're not going to get him. They bungled his arbitration. They're paying him all this money that they've said they don't want to pay him. So it seems like that kind of long-term bridge is gone. So at this point, what do you have to lose? Obviously, you lose him for the second half of the season, but the haul that you can get for him is probably unmeasured comparatively for something of this kind of trade. So I think the Dodgers are going to be in on it. I think the Rays are a team to watch. They've tried to go after Shohei in 2023 and almost got him in exchange for Junior Caminero. They've tried to go after Freddie Freeman when he was a free agent. They're always lurking in the background. Very rarely does it leak out because that's how they operate. But they're always there. They're always making calls. They're always doing things. And I can very much see that front office making the decision of, okay, we're going to pay him for a half a season as much as we're paying our current roster. But the additive benefit of taking him to one of the American League's best rosters, I think is incredible. They have the prospect pedigree. That's the thing, is that the Dodgers they've made a couple trades already over the past couple of years. So they don't have the same kind of, like, say when Dalton Rushing was a prospect, but they can dangle some guys. If they get in a bidding war, there's only one or two teams that can truly beat them if they decide to go for it. And the Rays are one of those teams. But at this point, it seems like Scooble's going to be dealt. I don't see why they wouldn't do it. And if there's going to be any kind of buzz around him, you know that the Dodgers are going to be involved. But whether or not they have the goods to make it happen is a different story.
So let's say Dodgers stand pat, more or less, with their current roster. They're tied with the Brewers for top record in baseball. The Braves I find really intriguing as well. In the NL, who do you think out of those three division leaders are you looking at and say, hey, I like how they're set up for the postseason best?
I think the Braves, honestly, they have it's kind of crazy that pretty much the same lineup as last year, but are just absolutely raking compared to, you know, especially without Acuna too. He's been out since the start of June and they haven't lost a step. And they have, even with Strider hurt, like they have Sale at the top of their rotation. They've been just going through. Carlos Carrasco has been DFA'd, it seems like, a million times by them and comes up and somehow they're getting quality innings out of him. But the big thing is that they have Iglesias and Suarez at the back of the bullpen. So it reminds me a little bit of how it was here in 2016 when Terry Francona would use Andrew Miller kind of whenever in a fireman role and not have to worry about what am I going to do in the 8th inning, what am I going to do in the 9th inning, because I still have my closer. And it's kind of the same thing there. They've been using kind of Suarez in the 8th inning, Iglesias in the 9th inning. But if it's a tied game in the 6th inning with the heart of the order coming up and 1 out, I feel like Walt Weiss can feel comfortable going to Suarez at that point and then kind of letting the chips play as they may. They're probably, you know, Anthopoulos is always super aggressive, so it wouldn't be a surprise to see them add somewhere else. But you can really look up and down their lineup, and they're set at catcher with Murphy. They're set at first with Olsen. They're set at second base with Albies. Acuna's coming back. They'll have him in the outfield. So any kind of Michael Harris, too, any kind of team that has that 5 quality hitters at the top of their lineup, plus a rotation that has plus arms throughout it, and a bullpen with 2 great guys at the back of it, you know, they could end up losing in 2 games because that's how the MLB postseason works. But right now, when you think about the way the roster is currently constructed, I think they're kind of the class of the National League.
Henry, we were talking earlier a couple weeks ago about the best run organizations in baseball. We kind of landed on Tampa kind of for the long term.
I did not.
No, for the candidates, Tampa and Milwaukee and Milwaukee as of late. But as I'm hearing you talk there, do we give Atlanta enough credit for how well they've dealt with,
especially the injuries?
I mean, Acuna has literally just never been healthy ever. I mean, it's something that happens every year. They deal with pitching injuries every single year, and yet they find themselves pretty much at the top of the NL East or right there every year. They've always got more arms to figure it out. They've always got more bats to figure it out. Like, do we give them enough credit for being one of the best run teams in baseball?
I don't think so, especially, you know, like you said, kind of every facet of the game they're able to do. Plus, they play in a really hard division, theoretically. The Mets have been horrible this year, but think about from the time, say, the past 10 years, there's always been a team that's looked like a contender coming out of that division. Sometimes it is the Braves, but the Nationals won the World Series out of there in 2019. The Phillies went to the World Series in 2022. There's always been, it's not like the AL Central, right? It's a completely different class of a division. And outside of last year, they've always been able to stay consistent. They won a World Series in 2021. And there's always, it seems like, someone coming up next. It was Austin Riley. It was Michael Harris. It was Albies. It was Acuna. There's always some kind of prospect that's lurking behind them that always is like, okay, this is the guy to watch. Mm. And I think that's a testament. They do great in signing when it comes to Latin America, and they've signed guys to these really great team-friendly contracts that's allowed them to build and be aggressive in terms of like going after Sean Murphy or continuing to sign Chris Sale to expensive contracts. So they're very consistent in what they do. Sometimes it doesn't work out like last year, but that is such a blip comparatively to what it's been like for the past 10, 15 years, really, that it's pretty incredible. And I think a lot of teams probably envy the way they do things, but whatever they've been able to do and cook up over there, it's clearly working, which is, again, one of those things that when the NL East is good, all of baseball benefits from that.
There's this cluttered mess behind the Cubs and Phillies for a wild card. It's 7 teams within 2.5 right after that. So I'm going to start at the top and kind of work my way down. Who would you rather see in a short series? Who's more gettable, the Marlins or the Pirates?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would probably say the Marlins, just because the Pirates have the bats really to figure it out. They were, again, in Cleveland this past weekend, and Esmeralda Valdez hit 2 home runs. He's hit 11 home runs and 105 at-bats. That would lead the Guardians. That'd be tied for the lead for the Guardians for the entire season, and he's done it in a month and a half. It's incredible. Brandon Lowe has been a revelation for them. Skeens hasn't been as good, which is one of those things that has been, I don't think, talked about as much. He's still
his velo.
It's drop, like, that's something that's interesting because it's very clearly dropping. But there are times throughout pretty much every Ace's career where that's happened a little bit. Who knows if it's fatigue? Who knows if it's, he's now at a point where last year was his first full season. So he's coming off of that, the wear and tear of that. I don't know if it's catching up to him as much as just there's that adjustment there. So no, I'm not worried. And he's still getting guys out. He went 7 innings and allowed 1 run in his last start. But if you would have come into the year and been like, okay, Paul Skeens has a 3.4 ERA, like he's not the same kind of world-class pitcher that he's been in years prior, well, I'd be a bit scared because that so much of their success was built upon him being that ace. But Jared Jones has been good. Ashcraft has been an all-star this year. Their offense has been incredible, which no one really saw coming, but they just continue to hit the ball out of the park. And that can be a double-edged sword in October because if you don't, you can hit the ball out of the park. That's great. You're going to win. But if you don't, and you don't have the ability to score runs other ways, you're going to run into trouble. But I would much rather, the more I think about it, have the Marlins just because they're kind of playing with house money a little bit. No one expected outside of Miami for Otto Lopez and Xavier Edwards to be the kind of players they've been. Owen Casey's been really good, but they don't have a closer. Pete Fairbanks has an ERA that I think is in the 7s. So they're still figuring it out. Whereas the Pirates, even if it may not have seemed like it, they showed with the additions and moves they made that they want to win this year. They had the idea of winning this year. And I think they built their team around October success, where the Marlins are still a team that, is figuring it out a little bit and just kind of happy to be there. Whereas even though the Pirates haven't had that success in a decade, their expectation was to be here, and they've kind of built the team around that.
At first blush, the answer, I think, may be easy, but I want to remind our listeners that Machado's still hitting 201, a 709. Mm-hmm. Yes. Tatis has got 7 home runs. Mm-hmm. And the Dodgers always handle them in the postseason. The team that bugs me that has good success is the Diamondbacks. So I'll ask it the question this way. When they're clicking, and the Diamondbacks need to get healthy, I get that. Mm-hmm. When they're clicking, if I'm going to keep working my way down that wild card rung, who's more gettable, the Diamondbacks or the Padres?
I would say if everything's healthy, all things equal, I would probably put the Diamondbacks as more gettable. They're a fun team to watch. Corbin Carroll is, it seems like every time he puts the ball in play, it's a triple. But they are still figuring things out when it comes to their pitching. Brandon Pfaadt, they had to send him down earlier this year, but now he's back and has been a better starter comparatively. But the Padres, kind of like you said, Machado hasn't played great, which is that a blip or is this the start of the stark decline? We don't know. Tatis, it took him forever to hit a home run, but he's still been a positive player in other ways. The big thing with them is what's going to happen with Xander Bogaerts. His OPS is in the 600s. It seems like, yeah, that's not a blip. I feel like that's the thing where it's like, okay, AJ Preller's made some great trades. He's added a lot of talent, but that's the one where you're like, oh boy, that's going to be an anchor a little bit. Now, in modern baseball, everyone can get off of any contract in some way, but that's one where that is not going to age well. And whether or not that proves to be a thing that impacts their ability to win this year, who knows? But it seems like, in the next coming years, the quicker you can get off him, the better, no matter what it takes. Mason Miller, that's kind of the big thing of like, if you're thinking about deciding them, one team is if it's a one-run game, one team's sending arguably the game's best closer to the mound, unless they trade him, and the other is sending Paul Sewald.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a deciding factor, that's probably where I would lean. Now, that, of course, could change if the Padres decide whatever they like, whoever offers an incredible trade package for Mason Miller, they'll do it. But I think a hypothetical series between the two of them in the postseason would be a lot of fun because they're both very flawed teams, and seeing flawed teams play flawed teams in the postseason is a lot of fun. But if I'm looking for one kind of deciding factor, I think right now kind of Miller tips it over the edge for me in terms of the Padres.
All right, last one as we parse for me on the wild card deal, as we parse through that middle portion of the sandwich, more gettable. And I can't believe their season. It's one of those well-run franchises.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinals or the Nats?
Oh, I more gettable. I would say the Cardinals, just because I'm so scared of my first pitch in a postseason. If I'm playing the Nationals, that James Wood's going to hit it into the next zip code.
But how are the Cardinals? How do they have 51 wins?
It's pretty crazy. They coming in, no expectations.
This was their down year.
They turned Riley O'Brien into an all-star. It's incredible. They haven't been to the postseason since 2022. It seems like the sky is falling there because it's such a big baseball town. And Jordan Walker decided, all right, I'm going to adjust my swing a little bit, and then all of a sudden everything is going to go to the gap or go to the seats, which is awesome to see. But it's one of those things where it's like, how are they doing this? Whereas on the other side, the Nationals have such a great offense. Now their bullpen is atrocious. They're going to set the record for blown saves. Yeah, so
I
maybe
thought the Dodgers at like 28 or 29 last year was laughable, but the Nats are like, hold my Gatorade.
Exactly. It seems like every game, all right, they're up 7-2 going to the seventh inning and then lose 11-8. It's incredible. Now, I think they're going to make some kind of aggressive move. I do think that they may be a team that kind of threads that line. Like Luis Garcia is a guy that, okay, this is the highest you can sell on him. Makes sense to do it, especially since they have guys in the minors they feel confident in. Now, the big thing is, do they trade Abrams? Because that's for the past 2 years, he's been in trade rumors, and he's such a great bat. Horrible defensive shortstop, but the Nationals don't care. Is there another team that's not going to care and gives them some crazy offer to make it happen? But all things being equal, I think that the Nationals being able to go, say, send Foster Griffin in game one, get the mandatory James Wood 450-foot blast, somehow scrape a run or two across the bottom of their offense, and hopefully, assuming that they shore up their bullpen at some point in the trade deadline, have that kind of reliever that's able to close things out at the end, because right now that's an advantage the Cardinals have over them. But that offense, like it's tough for me to quit on that just because they're so much fun to watch.
The national save percentage is 51% right now.
That's pretty incredible.
That is wow. That's not good.
That is Henry Palattella, MLB.com, and you can also find his work on AwayBackGone as well. Henry, appreciate the time, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Yep, sounds great. Have a good rest of your day.
Thanks, Henry.
That is Henry
My man is
Palattella.
smart.
No, he knows what he's talking about. So you were talking about Fernando Tatis, so I kind of got distracted and was falling down a rabbit hole real quick. Because my fascination with
the juice
with people that get suspended for PEDs. Would you like to take a guess?
Okay.
So he got suspended in 2022 for the PED suspension. Okay.
Yeah.
How he's got? I'll give you a number to start with. He's got 159 career home runs. How many of those came in the barely two? So he played 84 games in 2019, 59 in 2020, 130 in 2021. How many came in that stretch versus 23, 24, 25, and 26 so far since then?
Okay, what's the gut of the question? How many home runs
did he hit before and after the suspension? How is his 159 split up in the suspension? I'll give you the number of at-bats even. It's about 1,000 versus 2,000. He's had twice as many at-bats since the suspensions than he did before. How are those 159 home runs split up?
From 24 down?
23 down versus 21 to 19.
159 home runs.
Mm-hmm. In about 1,000 at-bats pre-suspension, 2,000 at-bats post-suspension. How do you think those home runs are divided?
I would say so in 24 he hit 21 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
In 25 he hit 25 home runs. That's 46. And 26 he's hit 7.
Mm-hmm.
46 and 7 is 53.
Mm-hmm.
So the last 3 years he's hit 53 home runs.
Plus 2023.
What did he hit in 2023? Probably 24, maybe 22.
You tell me.
Well, he had the big 42 home run year.
That was in 2021.
What year was that?
2021.
That's geez, he's probably hit 60% of his home runs before.
It is almost exactly 50-50. 81 home runs in about 1,000 at-bats before. 78 home runs and about 2,000 at-bats since.
Too far.
His home runs his at-bats per home run was 12 pre-suspension. It is 25 post-suspension. Something smells a little funny there.
That's wild. I have an I know you're like, I do remember numbers.
Yeah.
But I have an unhealthy fixation with.
Yeah, you don't like Tatis Jr. at all.
So I know his numbers.
Yeah, you hate that guy.
Like I've got to be within 1 or 2 of his home run total in all those years. Right?
Yeah, you were right on 24, 25, and 26. In 23, he had 25 as well.
I can't stand the guy.
He has,
but not as much as Machado.
Well, everybody hates Machado, especially me. But
what's Bogarts hitting?
Oh, Xander. Let's see what we got.
220 maybe.
He's been terrible.
230.
He's been terrible. Let me. See
I know he's got a 660 some OPS. He's got to be hitting like 220.
He is hitting 220, right on the number.
Didn't that break your heart?
I was upset when they let him go, for sure.
You were pissed.
Yeah, I was. But that was more like, I understood not wanting to pay Bogarts that. That was more of an accumulation of stop letting the good players go. Like that was post Mookie. That was, you know what I mean? So there was,
and he enabled them to move Tatis to the outfield full time.
That was an accumulation because he was going to be 30.
How's he fielding it?
Let me see what the fielding stats are here. I like in a vacuum, I wouldn't have been that mad about Bogarts within the context of everything else that happened, I was pretty pissed.
Shane?
I think it looks like he leads the league in fielding percentage.
So he's picking it pretty well.
Yeah, he can still field the crap out of it at shortstop.
Shane, I don't know if you remember our major league, our baseball preview. Did we do that with Jesse Rod? Who did we do that with?
I believe it was it was either Jesse or Steve.
I think it was Jesse.
Might have been Steve. So do you remember the preseason talk about the Cardinals? They were just kind of hoping on JJ Weatherholt to be good.
Yeah.
How were they going to piece this together?
Because you were even sort of like, you're like, oh, they always figured it out, but this year you were like, I don't think they're gonna.
I was like, how are they going to figure it out?
They don't have the pieces to figure it out this year.
Yeah, they're above 500.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty impressive. I was gonna ask him. It was a stupid question, but we were talking about the Pirates there for a minute, and
There's no such thing as a stupid question.
I really just wanted to be like, hey, so just tell me the truth here. O'Neal Cruz is never going to be who I want him to be, right?
No. That might have come and gone.
He's he reminds me of Willie Mopena.
That might have come and you did have like a full year on Chubb.
I got an infatuation with him.
It was crazy how you would just come randomly with Velo.
Dude,
hey, what 114 for
him and Ellie Dela, the Cruzes.
I was like,
yeah.
Okay, he hits a ball hard. He almost never hits it.
He's hitting 264 this year. That's better. He was like that year. He was at like 220 though. And he's 27 now. So I'm like, this isn't happening for my guy. Is it like it's not happening for O'Neal?
Who is that Archer? The guy leads the league in nose hair. When he sneezes, it looks like a party favor. What?
I don't even know what's going on here.
Who's sneezing without covering their mouth? That's pretty funny, though.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. Let's take a
wait a minute. I got to see the Kobe. Bogart says, "Oh yeah." He said, "Well, you heard Henry." He's like, "That's going to kind of be an anchor."
Yeah.
7 years left at 25 mil.
Each, not total.
Kobe coming in hot.
I mean.
No, I understood not wanting to sign him if you're the Red Sox, 30-year-old shortstop, or going to be a 30-year-old shortstop, wanted $300 million. Like, I totally understood that. It was just what's the plan, guys? Like, we can't just let all the good players go. You let Mookie go, who that's aged super well, right? He's fallen off and been wait a second. Nope, he's still one of the best players in baseball. And then they're like, hey, we're going to keep Devers, which I didn't love because, like, I don't love out-of-shape ball players. But they're like, hey, so we're going to pay Devers. And I'm like, okay, I get he's younger. And they ended up trading him anyway, which I was frustrated with the return. But I was like, I'm fine with you trading him because I didn't like the deal in the first place. But then they're paying like the David Prices of the world. And like, that was the point where I'm just like, hey, what's the plan?
Mm-hmm.
Like, clearly you're spending some money. You're just kind of throwing it in different directions. What's the plan here? Right? Like, what is the goal? And it didn't seem like they had one. So that was the frustration with Bogarts more than like, I don't want to pay a 30-year-old shortstop $300 million over 10 years either. Like, I understood that.
And to the major league run franchise, like Anthopoulos is one of the best execs in baseball.
That's why I brought that up.
He wins awards.
Yeah,
right. Like,
that's why I brought that up.
The Braves are legit. And I just think they're terrifying because I think they'd be tougher on the Dodgers in the postseason than the Phillies.
Because he's a Rays guy, isn't he?
Yeah. And I mean, we all pilfer the Rays.
Right, but he's like,
we got free, like, it's what we do.
That's what everybody, it's like the entire league does. There's like, hey, we need a pitcher.
That's why I only went back 10 years.
Yeah.
With the Brewers and the Rays, right?
Mm-hmm.
I only went back to 2016 about the best run franchise because the front offices have changed.
Yeah.
And not even so much because I think the philosophy is still the same. But, it's crazy. If I told you that the Brewers have won more games than the Rays since 2016, you would not believe me.
That surprised me. If you told me in the last 5 years, I'd believe you. But going back to 2016, that would surprise me.
Yeah, the Brewers have won more games than the Rays since 2016.
Yeah, that would surprise me.
But they've had more first-round draft picks.
Yeah,
the Brewers than the Rays, even though we give the Rays a ton of credit for drafting.
Yeah.
Because then I was getting into like who does more with the talent. The Brewers had more top end picks since 16. So it's not as easy to just say the Rays. The Rays is the easy answer because we talk about them all the time, and they just played in the World Series.
One, I think long term, they've done it for they've been doing it for 20 years now, right? Like that's the part where you go,
It's weird because nobody still goes to their games and they still win at home all the time.
There's just like an institutional thing at this point where it's like that's one of the best run franchises in baseball. The fascinating thing to me with Anthopoulos is you take that guy with that knowledge and actually give him a budget, and you're like, oh, that's what it looks like.
Kobe, who? So I do think they moved Mason Miller.
You think so?
I mean,
I'll say
you don't need a closer when you're not in the playoffs ever, but.
So they're still just 2.5 back of the wild card. That's the tough spot.
Look who they have to jump.
I know, I get it. Like it's
thick,
and there's a lot of them, right?
But how many teams are there between after the Cubs? How many teams are there after the Cubs and the Phillies that are within 2.5? I think the number 7.
Cardinals, Marlins, Pirates are all tied.
How many teams are from?
So that's 3
after 4, after the +4 to 2.5, within 2.5.
So 3 that are tied for the 3rd spot: Diamondbacks, Nationals, Padres. So 6.
6. So there's 6 teams within 2.5.
Yeah.
Of each other of that 3rd spot.
Yeah. But if you're
that's a lot. The number isn't big.
Right.
The amount of teams are.
And the amount of teams you have to pass is big. But if you're the Padres, you're looking at, okay, I imagine, I haven't looked at their schedule. I imagine they're going to have several with the Diamondbacks still. So they'll have an opportunity to pass them. And then you look at, okay, do I think the Pirates and Marlins are going to be in this thing? Do I think the Nationals are probably the one you would most, I would think. Maybe are
I don't know. You know, I have an affinity for Woods.
Yeah, like that's the team where like, hey, they're probably going to be a team that we're going to have to actually pass.
I think he's like 6'7", 6'6".
He's huge. He's an enormous person. But that's what I was told that I can't think that Jordan Walker might be on something just because he's big. So
I didn't say you couldn't think that.
No,
I
other
said
people.
You thought that his forearm was unusually disproportionate.
The attachment from like here to here, like that thing connected to his shoulder almost. That I was like, hey, that doesn't look quite right. Looks unusual. I've seen those forearms before on a St. Louis Cardinal, but he was flat.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Did I pluralize that? Just Wood.
I'm just
Wood,
saying.
James Wood.
You come out here with Mark McGwire forearms. I'm gonna have some questions.
James Wood. You watch him run the bases. He's good defensively. The scary thing about those big guys, is you're just those weight-bearing injuries.
I mean, that's the problem with Judge, right? Like he's huge.
Oh, he swings so goddamn hard.
Well, yeah, but like he swings hard. He's an outfielder that like it's like he's playing first base.
I wouldn't think a rib cage. I wouldn't think a rib cage would be what would ail Judge.
But a guy that's
that's
big,
a lot of humanity moving.
Yeah, like anytime you're that big and you have to move that explosively, like there's gonna be some potential for injuries there.
Evan, that movie was terrible, by the way. I sent T-Mac.
What movie was that?
And no, it's not just because he was black, but yes, because he would get it. There was Evan, you'll get a kick out of this. There was a TikTok on which decade you would pick for, or which year you would pick for movies in the 90s. They were typically cultural movies, so I won't ask you, but
I mean, there's a lot of good movies in the 90s. I think 99 is a really good movie year. That one gets a lot of run. That one you've got like
I mean, there were some bad. There were some movies I didn't get into.
You get like Matrix, Fight Club. There's a lot of really good movies in '99.
It's not really what the genre I was thinking of.
94, I think, is a really good movie.
I was thinking more like Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood,
Pulp
Love and
Fiction,
Basketball,
Shawshank,
Woods,
Forrest Gump,
Shawshank.
I think that's 94.
Have you ever watched? This is crazy because I still want to do.
There's black people in Pulp Fiction. Ving Rhames?
You're stupid. That's why Ving over Samuel.
Samuel's in there too. There's
sometimes you confuse him.
No, I would
with
never.
Sidney Poitier.
I would never.
Do you know who that is?
Sidney Poitier?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I can pick him out of lineup, but I know who he is.
He's not in Pulp Fiction.
No, he's not. You got Bubba in Forrest Gump. He dies early, unfortunately, but he's a pretty big part of the movie.
Yeah.
His mom still gets half the shrimp money, so that's good. Forrest was a stand-up guy like that.
I'm not talking to you.
Shawshank.
Red.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh, you got him right.
Nailed it.
Nice work.
See?
You're trying.
Smoke crack, don't you?
Yes, you do.
That's also Morgan.
Do you want to take a quickie before you have to head?
Yeah, might as well. Might as well.
I was going to try to sneak in another coming off the out of the nowhere list of a player you might like this year.
Ooh, I mean, we got 9 minutes.
You want to buy low, sell high?
We got 9 minutes. Buy low, sell high. So a guy whose stock is low right now,
but
for Nebraska.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you another $10, but you got to give me side of the ball.
Okay.
And if I go 20 and 4 guesses, will you give me position group? So this could get you to 70. But I only get 4 guesses if you give me the position group. I like negotiating these. This is fun.
I'll give you yes, but it includes edges.
Okay. 4 guesses.
4 guesses.
$20 includes edges.
On the D line, but I mean D line, I mean
including edges.
I mean 4 down.
Okay.
Any of the 4 down guys.
I mean the easy one in terms of buy.
So wait, give me the parameters again.
Okay, so I get 4 guesses.
I'll write it down just so you know I'm not well, do you trust me?
Yeah.
Okay, Fibonacci.
It's 4 guesses. I mean, you're not gonna lie to me.
Nope.
It's 4 guesses for $20.
Yep.
Okay.
Anywhere along the front 4.
Anywhere along the front 4, we're including edges.
Correct.
Buy low, sell high. So the easiest one I got to get out of the way first, whether it's right or not, is Riley Van Poppel.
That is incorrect. So they said my buzzer was a little too harsh, so I'm going to try to
tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although, AJ, if you're ever talking to me and you're wrong, I'm going to be like, Rico, Shane will get a beep. Beep.
Okay, so
that is 1.
1 guess. I got 3 left.
Buy low, sell high.
So I don't think it's going to be a new guy because I don't think there's really any low buying on them. And I think because you're including edges, it might be an edge. So we're gonna look at edges here. We're gonna see what we got for edges. So Cam Lenhart is another one I thought out, not a guess officially. Just I'm thinking through this process. Cam Lenhart's one I thought about. Again, I don't think it's a new guy, so I'm going to leave Anthony Jones out. I'm going to see how many of these guys I actually think are possibilities. I think Willis McGahee might be a possibility. Ooh, Petchak's interesting. I don't think anybody's that low on him. I'm still keeping an eye out on. Ooh,
it's not necessarily people don't think X about him. It's just that I don't know.
Markway's interesting. That would definitely be a buy low. Are people low enough on Winery for that to qualify?
I think anybody along the front 4 is. Who are we high on? Outside of maybe Whittington,
I think the new guys don't count because we aren't low on them, right?
I think anybody is.
I'm gonna go. My second guess is Cam Lenhart. Okay. This is the other one the 3 names that I thought of immediately were Van Poppel, Lenhart, and Willis McGahee. So Willis McGahee is my 3rd guess.
Good guess. Good guess. Right. I will add this to McGahee. I do think he has attacked the offense or the offseason the way that he's needed to give himself a chance. It would be easy for McGahee to roll over because I think a lot of people forget about him.
Yeah, they just wrote him off.
Yeah.
All right, so that leaves me with Petchak, Ochoa.
You're only down to 1, too. This gets me to 70?
Yep. Don't worry, I'll get some back.
Dude, bottom of my ankles are ashy.
Yeah, man, get some lotion. What are we doing?
I don't know.
So that leaves me Petchak, Ochoa, Winery, and Markway. I'm not going to go Markway because I'm going to go with Winery. Who was it?
Apparently, when we're playing this game, just listen to my man Willie D.
I'm not. See, so I didn't look at comments because I'm trying not to cheat.
Willie D is 2 for 2.
Who did Willie D say? Where'd he go?
He's right there on the screen.
Oh, okay. I wasn't counting him because we haven't seen him play yet.
Easy, cheap stock.
Just people forget about him.
Yep.
Okay.
Easy. And you know what we think? We think, oh man, young guy, hard to make a living in the Big Ten, playing younger guys. No, Tyson Terry.
He looks like a grown up.
Listen, he works his ass off.
Well, yeah, he's a wrestler.
Elite level fitness.
Yeah. I'll take my chances.
Elite level fitness. He is in about as good a shape for a big guy.
I'll say for being that size that you can
you're ever gonna see.
Yeah. I will take my chances along the lines with a wrestler pretty much all the time.
Buy low, get sell high.
Pretty much at any point.
And I get it. He was sprinkled in late in the spring game. Go watch his reps. And that was coming off not a lot of live work.
Oh, so yeah, because he wasn't healthy until parts of the way through the spring, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
Just
interesting.
saying.
All right. We've got a little.
I mean, he fits with Brown too, because Brown and Aaron Terry are very similar in their coaching styles.
Sure.
And Aaron Terry has done a lot of coaching with Tyson Terry.
That would make sense.
Which is why Stoutmeyer and all those guys were at Aaron Terry's D-line camp last week before last.
There you go.
A couple of Nebraska guys went down there and got some extra work in.
Got a couple of guys to keep an eye on.
Heavy, violent hands, elite level fitness.
And mean-spirited.
Very.
That's the like X factor with linemen that like if you
I may take a pup like that because he's a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
Or
however second year player,
guy.
however we want to say it now, yeah.
He may be top 5-6 draft picks for the dark alley.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
I mean, he'd be very high on my list.
Got a couple psychos though.
That's fine.
And he's a young guy.
He'd be very high on my list.
Yeah.
Of people that you do. That's one of those you do not want to F around and find out with Tyson Terry.
Yeah.
I mean, my man won a state title on a torn ACL. Like that tells you about all you need to know about his mindset.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I'm probably not built like he is in any sense.
That'd be a good.
I think that's fair.
Good process. Good rationale.
All right, let's take a quick break. Evan wants to know if we all have our appendixes for some reason.
Is that the one where you get the little scar?
Yeah.
I don't have mine.
I have mine. I do have mine.
Really?
Yeah. Never took it.
Just not a very stressful childhood.
Well, I had other organs that were stressed. Pancreas tapped out pretty early.
Fair.
It's like, no, we're good.
Yeah, I'll take the appendix.
Yeah, I would too. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next. If losing weight is harder than you expected, it's not just about willpower. At Next Gen Male Medical Clinic, we build a supervised plan around your body, not someone else's. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com. Let's get you moving forward.
Are you satisfied with your Arkansas career, or how do you think back on it now?
I mean, I wouldn't trade how it went for anything. I think everything happens for a purpose, but I would have loved to win a national championship. That program deserves it. It's been so consistent throughout the years, and they've come so close, and Coach Van Horn deserves that. But that's not the way the world works. That's not how baseball works. But I would have loved to win a national championship at the University of Arkansas, and it'll be coming within the next couple of years. They're getting the support they need, and a lot of really good players are going through there. It's just going to click one of these years, and I'm really excited to watch that happen.
I mean, talk about a fan base that deserves it too. The Omaha's, the fans, it's incredible. The scenes, LSU and Arkansas, I'd put them right up there with the best baseball fans.
Yeah, I would say I compare it to growing up in Nebraska. You like Nebraska football. You just grow up around it. You love it. You want to be a Nebraska football player. I compare that very much to the Arkansas fan base. Like there's not many professional sports teams in the state. You have a couple minor league baseball teams, and that's about it, kind of like Nebraska. And so people really rally around the Hogs like they do the Huskers. So it's very comparable in that way. They're both red. They're both rural areas, and people are just down-to-earth, blue-collar people. It's very similar from the upbringing in Nebraska, and I loved it.
Are you feeling off, low energy, or asleep? At NextGen Male Medical, we not only evaluate your testosterone, but overall health. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com. Together, we'll get you back on your game.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
You're like, hey, who's the new guy?
Yeah, usually I'm over there.
I know. This is actually kind of weird.
A little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
We've only done this one other time, and that was when Ravi's eye blew out.
Wow.
That's what happened. Did that not happen?
That's
why he can't go on airplanes.
That sounds a little harsh. No, I know. I kind of miss him.
Already? He just walked out.
No, I meant
on flights?
Yeah,
Okay.
because
that's why he's not going to Big Ten Media Days, right?
Yeah.
One of the reasons?
Yeah, but I heard I do see this is distracting. You can come down here to Phelps County. Oh, okay.
Oh, I love Phelps County. Who put that in there? Let me check that.
That would be Choppy Vet. Choppy Vet.
Ooh, Phelps County. Choppy, is that like Loomis, or what are we talking? Phelps County? Bertrand?
I've been through Loomis.
Loomis is great.
I've been through Loomis.
Good meeting Loomis.
Home of Michelle Patterson, golfer, who is Clover's mom.
You know what's weird about Phelps County too?
What's that?
Really, really good pole vaulters.
Interesting.
A lot of traditionally really good pole vaulters. And for the past 15, 20 years, they've had a lot of Division II national runner-ups. I'm not sure about national champions. They've had a lot of state champions come out of Phelps County. Loomis, Bertrand, Holdridge. Yeah.
Huh.
Really, really odd.
Hey, is there a good restaurant? Anytime I'm working, I got to be able to eat.
Oh, I haven't been to Holdridge in a long time. There's a good breakfast spot, but I know breakfast isn't. It's
breakfast is actually my favorite.
Yeah, but it's more it's like the pancakes and all that stuff. So yeah.
I need the protein and eggs, and I could probably function. If you really wanted to spoil me, I would hit grits.
You want to drive a tractor? We got Orchard Days this weekend. You want to come drive a tractor in a parade?
So I like sale barns and beef and animals and processing and stuff. I I do want to learn to drive. I'm afraid to get my CDL license, but I do want to learn.
Have too much fun.
I just don't think I would be good at it.
You don't need one of those to drive an RV, do you? Just
No,
a regular
but-
license. That's kind of crazy, right?
When I'm old, like super old, like in my 70s, I don't really want a house. I just want to be mobile.
5 years from now.
Hey, come on now.
Wow.
Come on, dude.
Listen,
That's
you were
mean.
you were being so good, being quiet. What happened?
It's funny the things he can get away with saying when he's not here. You
He's
know?
just naughty.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'd say the same thing if I was there.
Interesting.
That's I actually believe that too. Yeah, I do want to drive a bigger vehicle. I wasn't kidding. I was out in Central City. I went to go see my guy Brett, and there's a couple guys that check on the healthy cat. He was separating the cattle, like making sure. I don't know how you look. It's like, oh, do you have jaundice? Or I don't know how you look and see like healthy.
Yeah.
I just don't know enough yet.
Peek underneath. Just like
And he was
looking
like
in your
separating, and he was just rolling on this ATV.
Mm-hmm.
And they obviously had a really good relationship. Brett and those guys, they trust him. And I was like, hey, I want to do that job. It's like,
Just want to be a cow herder?
That's kind of what he did, but it was so big. I just want to drive I just
The
want
side by sides?
Yeah.
Was it covered like a side by side or was it just a 4-wheeler?
No, it was just a little 4-wheeler.
Okay. Yeah. Some
Which-
people are particular in phrasing of that.
Oh, I know. I used to do endorsements for a company for
Oh, they get mad at you?
outdoor power company, and I learned all the specifics.
Mhm.
I accidentally drove a vehicle through their garage once.
Through the garage? Well,
It
how
was
do you
this-
do that?
It was this big 0-turn mower, and
Didn't have enough turn.
no, but it had the throttle for a while before it was like ready to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Is it ready?" Yeah, it was ready.
Just kicked up.
It
Just
was
let it
ready.
going.
Well, you had to drive it like a stick
Yeah.
shift too.
You ever had those golf carts where you always expect it to be like you
I
just
never
put-
get to be the driver.
Why?
I don't know. Like I had a mishap or two.
Oh, okay. Well, I remember Sasha wheeling you around PBC last year.
Yeah,
you were like
That's-
you were like the one of one on the invite list is what you looked like there is what it was. Because you came from like the back road, top of the hill, all the way down. Like we had to sneak you through like you were Bieber or something. It was great.
It was a long walk, but it was going to be very crowded. And I'd
Yeah.
gotten stopped a couple of times, and she needed me in the hospitality thing. And I was like, hey, I got stopped. I'm in the parking lot still. Cause she's like, where are you at? And then I messaged her back and I said, I'm going to change my parking spot. And she's like, I could hear her sigh in the text message. She's like, stay right there. I'll just come get you. I was like, cool.
Speaking of which, that's where Ravi and Sasha are right now. They have to go do PBC Media Days.
Hey, so I must have got fired because I used to do that.
Ooh, sorry to hear that.
But it was after the show. It wasn't during the show.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it was. Which I asked Ravi, I was like, if they really wanted you specifically for this, why didn't they wait until after the show was going? He was like, well, I kind of got told I was doing this. So
yeah,
that's why he's there.
That sounds like a Bill thing.
It was.
How's the wedding pictures coming?
Pictures?
Yeah, the process.
Oh, well, I mean, we have our engagement photos beginning of August for Sunday. So coming up here in a couple weeks.
So that's why you're busting your butt on the bike.
Mm-hmm. Trying to. No bike today. I had to drop off the dog for a haircut. You get that. It's tough.
I have a pet spa coming.
Okay. I've been wondering about that. Is that worth it?
Yes.
What do you pay?
For the 3 dogs?
Yeah.
$55.
Can I pet that dog?
No, total.
Oh yeah, but you don't have a long hair dog. Like, because Ava's a golden retriever. Like that takes a little.
This
work.
is just the nail.
She's 83
I don't know what
straight
they
up.
would charge for that,
Mhm.
but just to get their nails and stuff clipped. And I know people say, "Hey, just do it yourself," or whatever. It's like, no, little dogs. They're very particular.
Mhm.
You know, Bella has whatever those are on the side.
Little raptor claw.
I'm not messing with that. We used to try to do it at home, and then I was like,
I also don't want my dog to hate me. I'd rather have her hate someone else that she sees once every 3 months.
Yeah.
And I just pay them to, not like her.
And they always come strapped, right, with like treats in their pockets. So it's the dogs just wait to go next.
Mhm.
So they kind of have it down.
That's what the vets do. The vets wear their big overcoats and they'll just pull treats out of their pockets while they're,
It's definitely worth it. But it's always it's 10:30 every.
Do you have to be there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because they have to be held.
Oh.
Like, because I don't.
Wait, so they're not like washing your dog and all the other stuff.
No,
too.
it's just I'm just getting their nails clipped.
No, because Ava
Does
goes
that
through
seem
like
high?
No, I don't think so.
I thought it was ridiculously cheap.
Yeah,
and it's gone up. When I first started, I could do two dogs. The dew claw. Yep, that's what it is.
The more you know.
Yeah.
How can you see that? I can't see that at all.
So that's the only time I can read the comments.
Oh, really?
Unless I
What's
have
up
my
there?
glasses on.
Yeah.
I'm good far away.
I was wondering why you wanted that back on the screen. We just put that up there, but I'm glad that we have that now.
I can't see.
I can't see.
I'm just saying. You said you had a Nebraska question before we talked to Vinnie Iyer at 9:30.
So,
what do we got, coordinator? Thank you. And coordinator seems practical, doesn't he?
Well, there are just some things that I'd rather just have somebody else pay for, and like washing my dog and like shaving her and all that other stuff. I'd rather have that figured out. So yeah.
Do you speak MX talk?
MX.
MX. Hoss says he's got an MX 120. What's an MX 120?
120 with a loader, you can just. Oh, that must be a side by side. That must be what he's talking about. Because I think Haas is a rancher. If I remember, I think he was saying something about that earlier.
Oh,
in chat,
he's funny. How far, Haas? How far away are you?
He said something about it earlier when you guys were talking about.
He's a day one or two. He's been around for. He and I. We talked forever. Yeah. I don't know if I knew that.
I feel like I'd have to scroll up quite a ways to be able to find that. But yeah.
How far away are you, Haas? See, nobody.
Sasha sent a funny message to Rico and I during the show today.
What'd she say?
She said, "Do you guys ever hear when? Look at that. That's not what we're talking about. That's a tractor. That's not a side by side.
That's an MX 120.
Is that an MX 120? Oh, never mind.
It says 120.
Wow, look at that.
Know. Yeah, that looks like a little much for me.
Well, you're asking for a different.
So is it a manual? Can I just step on the gas and steer?
Well, it's not green, so it probably doesn't work very well.
Wow. Oh. He's a John Deere guy.
Wow.
He's not a case guy. That's a big deal.
So I just was there twice.
That's a big deal. Was it York?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I just there.
Crossroads Conference Tournament, one of my favorites. York Auditorium.
No, I was taking a jaunt, and York was my
What are you doing out in York? That was Central City when you were stopped by. Yeah.
No, so that was going to North Platte.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
right. Nice.
And that was kind of on the comeback.
Do you always stop in York? That when you go to? It used to be one of our favorites.
I like it because it's very, very, very close to the interstate. They messed up my order, but I had to eat in the car while I was driving. And I noticed there's only a few fast food places that know how to just do all the protein.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like quarter pounder, add a patty, no veggies, no bun.
Mm-hmm. How do you eat that? You just pick it up?
Yeah.
You don't fork it?
They give me silverware, but it's just too hard.
Yeah, that's fair. Especially, and if you're wanting to drive too, that makes sense.
So it was like they gave me the bun. There's only one fast food place that I think bats 1,000.
Arby's?
Nope.
Oh, in York or all
just
the time?
In general? Wendy's nails it.
Oh,
what I say?
I wouldn't have guessed Wendy's. Are you talking? So you're talking on any alternates, all the other stuff that you want to do with it?
You can get 5 patties at Wendy's for $8.
Okay, I have seen that
for $8.
Yeah, some of my meathead friends have said that before. That when they're in what?
What do you mean meathead?
My meathead friends,
just like meat, or
no?
They?
Oh no, sorry, the dudes who left. Yeah, they say like when they're in a pinch, if they're on the road or if they're on a trip or something, they will go Wendy's and just get the Dave single and 5 times it, and then they'll just remove all the stuff that they don't need.
Huh?
And they like the square patty.
I didn't see one there, Cobes. Probably can I just go through this? I really want to ask you some sports. I know you want to ask me something about Nebraska, but I'm fascinated by this.
Listen, I'm open to everything. We don't have to talk.
What does hydrostatic mean? It's easy to drive. Just don't go in road gear. Like, walk me through that. Do you know what hydrostatic is? Rico, you dabble.
Well, I mean, obviously hydrostatic. Let's see.
Can
I don't
you
know
do the
hydrostatic.
show and Google at the same time?
Yeah.
Because usually you're the king information guy.
Yeah, it's usually so. I mean, hydrostatic obviously has some reference to water or fluid. It's fluid mechanics. So yeah, whatever that means.
It's got 4 gears with a power shift, gears in each. It's pretty easy to drive. That's fine. Jeremy, are you going to be one of those guys that loiters at Buc-ee's?
I am worried that is going to cause more of a headache than anything for me, like locally, because I drive up and down that interstate quite often for coverages or for whatever, and, fiance's family we have to get past Gretna to get down there. I am not looking forward to trying to deal with that interchange every single time I'm coming. I don't want to deal with it. I feel like a lot of people are going to be moving in and out, and I don't need that. Because, there's plenty of people who they will park in the left lane, and they're like, oh, the Buc-ee's is here, and they're going to switch 5 lanes over to the right to get to that exit. I'm nervous about that. I don't like that.
I'm not looking forward to my trip to work.
Why? Are you going to be a pit stop guy?
Yeah, no, that's because he's going to stop there for a triple XL Mountain Dew every single
Yeah,
morning.
Our bank account's going to suffer.
God, I want to. Now, Jeremy's got me curious too, because I didn't know they just did like the meat department thing. Is it like delis and cold cuts, or like
no?
meat?
It's a full I don't know if it's like a butcher shop necessarily, but I know that they're like fresh brisket. That's their thing. I've seen the videos for it where they'll let you know when it's like
well,
up and
that's
coming.
like their jam. That's what everybody does on the shows, right?
But I don't think it's like a deli. I don't think you can go up and just.
I follow a guy on TikTok, Mr. Chime Time, that ate all 3 of his meals from Buc-ee's. He got breakfast, lunch, and dinner and rated them all. And I don't think anything got below a 7, 8, and he's pretty tough.
Brisket in the morning would be a tough way to start.
Well,
like,
so they have a brisket sandwich. I guess it's supposed to be sensational. I don't know. Does it smell like smoke?
I don't know.
So it's like a gas pedal.
I think
you
it's
guys.
a sweeter meat. I think it's a sweeter meat though.
I can get this.
Oh, so it's gas pedal.
If it's like a gas pedal, they said it's like the more the further you press, the faster it goes.
There you go.
I could do that.
And you don't have to manual it either, so you're not changing gears.
I would need a lot, and clearly it's a farm, so I would have, or a ranch, so I would have some space. But I don't want to have to hit it.
See, that's the best part about learning. Like whenever we learned how to drive, we'd go to Broken Bow. We just drive around the ranch.
But I think you get a false sense of security, especially with all the construction now. Some of these lanes are tight. I don't know if you've driven on the interstate between like Dodge through Center or Pacific, where it's pretty narrow.
Yeah, the 680 to Dodge.
Yes,
I ride that right lane. There are sometimes like, listen, Katie was sitting next to me the other day, and she was peeking over, and she was like, "We're really close." I don't have a choice. I can't go left.
Yeah, sometimes
we got to be right here.
There's the stretch just west of Lincoln before you get through. It's not all the way to York, maybe Seward, where.
When it tightens up there?
Yeah, the construction.
Did you hear when John Peterson, our photographer, myself, Padilla, all went out to Shadron for the spring match?
No.
We're driving. We had to pick up some of those guys in Lincoln. So we're driving. We're in the right lane. John switches to the left lane. It's just that 2 lane with all the construction next to us. Yeah. A cement truck or something basically gears it, goes off of a little hill, and hits the barrier next to us. All this glass and everything comes shattering into the lane that's next to us.
Did he fall asleep? What happened?
We think he was just trying to jump it. We don't know what he was trying to do. And we were Googling it.
Looked intentional?
I don't think it was intentional, but the guy clearly either put his foot down or was texting or missed something. But he was going fast enough that he caught air in this truck and he hit this barrier. And Padilla thought we were going to die. JSP, he was driving. He didn't worry about it.
It was a cement truck?
Yeah. It was a good time.
That's funny too, because that's one of those things I don't understand why it's so expensive. Like why is concrete expensive?
That's a great question. I thought that too, because it doesn't last that long, relatively, right?
And it's got
cracking.
It's got materials like you could just.
I can buy it in a bag and make it at home. You know, like I could do that all at home.
It's super expensive.
I've never done any concrete work myself.
I watch guys. So my neighbor bless her heart, it's at the end of the driveway, and they have had to have some serious work done.
The driveway,
and
especially
the guys
when you get, have you seen the ones
concrete.
where the slab like sinks?
Yeah.
That's terrible. I hate that.
An MUD was out there, so it might be. I don't know what would have happened. He's got a meticulous yard too, so I'm sure he's like.
He's solder.
Careful.
Yeah.
Well, he's the guy that I said, well, sometimes the kids come home from school and they walk through his yard. They cut through his yard. I'm like.
You got to put signs out?
He's pretty cool. I don't know if he would do that, but I think the kids should know not to walk through the grass.
So in the morning, I walk the dog at like 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Nobody else is out. I just let her off the leash. You know, if I see another car
My
coming.
my neighbors would have a fit.
Okay, that was my question.
Because we have a lot of dogs in our neighborhood,
And she's not going. She stiffs and stuff, but like she does her business. I pick up her business like elsewhere. She'll do it in our yard, but she doesn't usually do it in other people's yards.
Is Scott still in here? Because I wonder if he knows the neighbor. Scott, do you know our neighbor with the corgi? We've got a guy who's also very particular about making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the doggy potty signs all around our neighborhood.
Oh, really?
People put them out there where they're just like, this is not a stop for your dog, which I respect, honestly.
There's a dog up the street where they always walk. It's almost never on the leash. It must just know to come back.
Mm.
But sometimes I just see him. I was like, he must always just knows to do his thing. And then he comes back. He's always by himself and he's never on a leash.
There's a German shepherd that walks in our neighborhood with this elderly lady. I mean, we're talking probably 70, 80.
That's my dream dog. It's close to my dream
no
dog.
leash. She just has a ball, like the ball thrower, and she just holds it out in front of him and he just walks with her and she'll put it up. He stops with her when she needs to stop and she'll throw it when they get to the park and she'll just walk and throw. And I'm always impressed every time. And they walk like twice a day. I see him late at night. I see him
German
very
Shepherd,
early.
no leash. Huh?
I know. That's what I always think. And given me and my dog, no problems at all. No problems. It's pretty impressive.
According to Haas, you're just going to have to keep, no pun intended, tabling your Nebraska.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it.
Making cement is expensive between the mining of so it's the limestone and the energy put into the kiln and the fire. We import about 50% of. Man, I need to go hang out with Haas. Haas got range.
Hurrdat Sports live from Haas in York.
So I like
Haas Farms.
See, this is. You think I'm like this? This stuff is interesting.
That'd be cool
to me.
That'd be cool. They just put out the little chicken barn out by some of the land that my fiance's family has, and it's very interesting to me. We drive by it every day. I just see the big air conditioners and stuff.
So
every time I go by there, I'm like, why are the chickens are dumb? Why aren't they jumping in there?
Did I tell you Asian Wyatt? Does
he raise chickens?
Yes, and is
he in the city?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Listen,
that's the thing sometimes.
I'm not going to dox him. He lives on right off one of the main streets, right off the interstate.
It's dangerous.
So you can see it, but do you
see the chickens?
You know, you can see his house.
Okay, okay.
The backyard is relatively hidden. It's kind of a cool setup.
Okay.
But there's, I think it's like 10 or 12 now, or however, whatever the number is. And one was just laying eggs, and it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's not what I thought. I thought it was going to be a little more, looks like a little house. And I said, hey, is this tough? And he said, oh, it used to be hard. I'd have to go out and he'd let him in at dawn or whatever it is. Let him in, let him out. He said, but now it's not remote control, but it's set via a panel. So the doors open.
Oh, that's cool. What if your power goes out? Does it not operate that way?
How?
That is cool.
It's super cool. It's a pretty elaborate setup.
Yeah. Well, especially, I mean,
but it looks like a fancy dollhouse, a fancy, good-sized dollhouse.
It's probably different too if you're just raising the chickens, I assume, for eggs, because then you don't need to obviously get them around or have them like they just eat on their own leisure. Whereas if you're raising like a chicken farm, they got to be eaten all the time.
Yeah, my man Corn Raider, he's like, just no roosters.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Haas, I'm definitely gonna come out and loiter.
I think Carney, you cannot have chickens in city limits now. I remember that was a big deal.
At all?
Pretty sure. I have to do local news beats every once in a while when I was doing radio. So I'd have to sit in a city council meeting, and then you'd always have one lady complaining about what books they'd put in the library, and then another person saying that.
There he is.
The auto coupe door.
It's programmed. It's an 8x10 shed.
That's not a bad life. That's not a bad life to be a chicken.
He's like, hey, do you want to go in? And I was like, no.
Go into the shed?
He's like, do you want to see it? No. I assume there's.
That's awesome.
I assume there's a lot of.
That has to be a one-of-one experience, right? When a guy's like, hey, you want to go into the chicken shed?
You expect to see like some little chicken.
Right.
That's not what I expected to see. Because I've seen SIPs and it was just like mesh chicken. It wasn't like Wyatt's. Wyatt's is like enclosed.
Mm-hmm. Does he have wire around it, or it's like the entire thing is enclosed?
Wow.
Like is it part of his yard?
It's in the middle of it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Some people like tuck that back.
No, it's like in the middle of his backyard.
And he's got kids too. Well, that actually helps out a lot because then
they
it's
gave
just chores.
They gave two cares. They run around like they were wild. They actually stole the show. Although
naturally.
the golden, he had the little fatty that was laying the eggs.
You're talking about his chickens, right?
She was, yes.
Don't talk about Asian Wyatt's kids like that, man. You got to be very careful about that.
No,
that's the second time. We just got to get you to.
Sorry, what?
Add a word in.
No disrespect. But yeah, like there's a lot going on back there.
Would you rather have the full jungle gym play set thing in the back? Or
I don't want anybody on my grass.
So you want chickens instead?
Yeah. Sometimes Zoe will want to go back there and like hit, and I'm like, let's just go down to the park.
Yeah. You live close enough.
Yeah,
well.
and I don't.
It's not that far of a walk.
No, I don't want anybody on the grass.
Yeah. I'm always worried sometimes that you might catch me running or walking my dog, because I go down to that park every once in a while and
Oh, do you?
I'll do some loops, yeah.
That's
not my favorite trail, but it's well shaded. So like on a hotter day, especially for the dog, try to make sure that, she's not burning her paw pads and stuff.
Yeah, that's a nice little spot. He said, but they get the free range around the whole yard. We are even able to let the dog. Yeah.
So Wyatt, I'm curious. Does that help them?
That was the thing that I was floored by.
Just free range?
Yeah. Just the dog, like no problems. No
the dog's with the chickens. Yeah.
No, nothing.
Usually, I mean, like if you raise them both around the same time, usually you don't have any problems at all. Like it's just, they just grow up like they're siblings. They don't even think about it.
Yeah, Corey, I am a get off my lawn guy.
Stay off my lawn.
I
don't know a bigger stay off my lawn guy than Sauter.
Yeah.
I think my neighbors could be up there, but I don't know them
he even
personally.
gets mad at his kid. I don't know if I would get mad at Zoe.
He freaked out because they put a water slide on it when he was gone one time.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, that grass is dead. It's gonna take it a year to come back."
Which boys, Heath? Nebraska or West Side? West Side, we're good. We're good.
He said 2 big games to start the season for West Side.
Oh, he did say West Side.
Yeah, West Side.
Yeah, we got prep and
God, excited. High school football.
Lee Summit. Yeah, and
how do you prepare for a Lee Summit game?
So,
because I assume obviously you get the huddle and all that other stuff, but like you can't compare similar opponents, right? Like they haven't played a whole lot.
It's hard because they get new personnel, so we're trying to figure out.
Have you found someone?
Yes.
Have you found someone on like that's yourself? That's like your style that you can compare them to.
We're able to study.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can obviously call the right people. And
a lot of people in the area.
Yeah.
Just ask somebody. So we have some huddle film, but prep's the one. Apparently they had really good success against Millard South in the team camp, and prep's going to be good up front. So yeah, we'll be locked.
This is one of the things of prep. Like,
how did you not get to the Nebraska thing?
Well, because we just like talking. We're good friends. That's why. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
Did we really just blow through your Nebraska stuff?
I didn't. Listen. I had one thing, and it's not that big of a deal. I want to talk NFL. I've got an interesting question for Vinnie. I've got 1 minute.
All right, Wyatt. I'm gonna DM you with more chicken questions. Do I like shortcut golf grass or taller? I am probably, as long as it's dark green, Jeremy, I probably would say I lean more towards the shorter grass. I'm not a tall, thick guy. I'm not.
Damon doesn't like him tall and thick. Let him be known.
That's actually true.
Vinnie Iyer from the Sporting News coming up next.
Feeling tired? Foggy? Just off? At NextGen Male Medical Clinic, we offer hormone evaluations, peptides, supervised weight management for men and women. Most insurance accepted. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com.
It's time to sizzle into summer at Edwards Kia. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage EX starting at $249 a month. Turn up the heat on your next lease. This July, the savings are as hot as the season. We've also got the 2027 Kia Telluride S starting at $449 a month. Don't wait. Sizzle into summer this July at Edwards Kia. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Kia.
I thought Bennington again performed pretty well. Type of KO up until the championship game, maybe had the throw of the day. I thought he had a fantastic day, and he got better as more games came about. I thought Bennington really showed out and maybe raised a couple of eyebrows in Class A.
Yeah, and obviously, Braylon Warren and Trey Taylor were the big names at quarterback coming into this tournament, but Tybo Fakeo, as far as Nebraska quarterbacks, was as proven and as accomplished as anybody else in this field, and it showed today. Obviously, in 11-on-11, his legs are a bigger part of his game. He's a really good runner at quarterback, but I've been impressed with his steady development as a passer kind of throughout his career, and he was in really good command today. Like you said, one of the throws of the day, just dropping into the bucket over a 6'5" defender in the end zone. Receiver ran under it, caught it. Great play by both those guys. I believe Braden Kloster was on the receiving end there on that one. But yeah, Bennington, again, once you get 11-on-11, get everybody out there, depth, lines, all that stuff takes part. But I think Bennington has to be excited about the quarterback and skill group that they've got coming back.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Just like the intro said, you are looking live. My man Austin Jacobson, of course not Ravi Lulla, so don't freak out. Just waiting on Vinnie Iyer to join us. He should be logging in here shortly. Shane, just make sure you give me the go-ahead. I asked Austin earlier about his wedding photos, and he couldn't ride his bike, and we're talking about the heat and burning grass. You want to burn some calories, you're looking to get fit, you want to feel a little bit better, you want to look a little better. Super consultation. It's a heck of a location. Very, very friendly, even for high maintenance guys like me. Just want to get your body right, not just for men. It's also for women. You need to stop on out and see the fine folks at Next Gen. You give them a call, 402-614-9700. You know, I committed that to memory because I have to say, hey, not to be high maintenance, I only have a couple of minutes. I'm a poor planner. Are you guys busy? You're not? Okay. Oh, you are? I'll wait.
Are you already in the car when you're calling them?
Yes. Yes, I am. It's not, it's like I can just shoot straight down L and it turns right into whatever that is, center, and I'm good. Right there. Did you by any chance see, do you want to try to sneak? Shane, are we still good? I'm not looking at the login.
We're still waiting for him.
Okay. Do you want to fire off your Nebraska question?
Yeah, and then we can hit it if we don't.
I was going to ask you about NFL quarterbacks.
So I was out walking yesterday, and I knew that we obviously had some time where it was going to be you and I. And I was trying to think of I didn't want to come up with what's a hard pressing topic I could discuss with Damon or whatever. And I just got to thinking, because I know that this relates to you on the high school side quite a bit, because the roster turnover, graduation, obviously, is just when you have older guys that have been with your system for some time, they graduate, they move on. You look for new guys to step up. And usually that comes naturally, because you'll see it as the season progresses. You'll see new guys get more comfortable. They step into leadership roles. They become more vocal. People lean on them, whatever the case is. I was more curious and maybe this is a question for this year, because that's how I assessed it. But I was thinking of it as a way to maybe for the full roster, for future planning, whatnot. It came about because obviously there's the Dylan Raiola quarterback aspect of it, but there's also the Dylan Raiola, he's your quarterback. You look to him for the leadership, or how does he sit in the locker room compared to everywhere else?
A year ago?
Yes, and then to where you are now. So, and I wrote this down because I want to make sure that I ask you the way that I had thought it. How difficult is it just in college football, an athletic locker room, at your role with Westside, how you see kind of the high school kids respond, to replace leadership or lack thereof in just an off season? And especially when it comes to new guys coming in and the way that they have come in too, because Anthony Calandria is not, one of the rule guys that has been here for 3 years. He's not one of the guys, but he's going to be looked upon, I assume, to kind of lead the team moving forward, just being kind of the face of the program, if that be it. And then also, obviously, you graduate a guy like Emmett Johnson. But from the outside looking in, and obviously you'd have a little more insight on this, I never got the sense that Dylan and Emmett were like the pulse of the team. It always felt like kind of the program, or like Ja'Cory especially seems to be pretty vocal. I noticed he grabs the mic a lot when they do public events, when he's out and about, like he's one of the forefront speakers. He's out there again doing a lot of the, other stuff.
Did the uniform review.
Yeah. It looks like Vinny's here, so maybe we could put
right.
a pin on that if we wanted
That's
to.
good, because I will say this real quick. I do think AC has quickly assumed the leadership role, which will be vastly different coming from that quarterback room.
Okay. All right.
Like that's a fascinating question, because somebody else asked me the question, how did the new guy assume the leadership role so soon? And I felt like there was a void, there was an opening, and he stepped through it. And speaking of quarterbacks, we're going to get to NFL execs. We are now joined by Vinnie, our main man, Iyer. Does great work for the Sporting News. Super thoughtful. Vinnie, good morning. On the heels of camps getting ready to open up, the eves, are you ready for this?
Yeah, I think everybody's ready for this. I mean, it's just been kind of a distraction with the World Cup, which some people because they just wanted to see some action, something that meant something for a while, right? And baseball's in the middle of the hard days of summer, just trying to get to the end there in September and finish strong. And then you have other sports. I mean, they're there. I mean, you had some NBA stuff and WNBA stuff, but people are ready for football. I think the void has been there for long enough, and they just want to talk about it, right? I mean, who's going to be good, who's starting where, all that kind of stuff. So I think everyone's going to get excited about it.
So I want to kind of go right to, I'm not a big list guy, but it is the off season for a second, but we debate this kinds of stuff all the time. The NFL execs and scouts, they put out their lists of the top quarterbacks in 2026. Allen 1, Mahomes 2, Stafford 3, Burrow 4, Lamar Jackson 5, Dak Prescott 6, Herbert 7, Drake May 8, Jared Goff 9, Caleb Williams 10. So I want to start at the top. Of the guys that have oft been or coming off injuries, one has oft been injured. Level of surprise, or maybe not at all, that Burrow and Mahomes, not just that they're in the top 4, but they're so close together with just a spot in between them. Does that make sense to you in 2026?
I mean, there's arguments for all these lists being the way they are. And I think if you had maybe 1,000 people, I don't think you would have the same top 10. If you went through all of them, that'd be different. And it's just the way the factors come in, like, it's difficult, because I used to say, how I'm ranking quarterbacks, I would say, do I feel good about potentially winning a Super Bowl with this guy? Now, there's a little bit of a kind of a curveball in that, like a Sam Darnold, where a Sam Darnold or even back in the day, like Brad Johnson or Jim McMahon, sometimes the defense is that dominant where the quarterback is just kind of there, right? And no offense to Sam Darnold, but he's not a guy that necessarily lifted the Seahawks, but the Seahawks kind of lifted him all around. I can say that, the way they operated. So then I look at the quarterbacks who can carry a team and put their team on their back. And then you start with the MVPs because I think that is a reflection of that. So I don't care if you start with Josh Allen there, with the youth, and then Mahomes and Lamar Jackson with the multiple MVPs. I think the guy that made a lot of people upset not being on the list is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't get enough credit for what he's done. He's really been consistent, a good leader on that team. All the drama, he's managed to keep it together with all the things that have been thrown at the Eagles and constant change too. There's new offensive coordinators coming in, different style of play for him. He's got to massage egos there in the wide receiver core, and now it's different without A.J. Brown. So I think you got to give – it's not like he was just standing by, and I know that Eagles defense was very good, but he played a big part in what they were doing. So I don't think you can totally ignore that. I want to see more. Jared Goff is a good pocket passer, but I'm going to lean towards the guy who can move now, because I think that's why you have Caleb Williams back there. Right now, I don't know if I would Justin Herbert has a lot to prove to me to be in the top 10. I think Drake May has proved quite a bit, so I think it's fair. But Jared Goff, he's had some good years, but he's a very dependent quarterback. He needs the receivers, the line, the running game, everything to align for him to be successful. Where you have a Caleb Williams who can flash, or a Mahomes who can flash, where you don't give him much, or even a Josh Allen, you don't give those quarterbacks much, and they're still looking spectacular out there. And I think that's the difference between the super elite quarterbacks and the guys that are just very good in this league.
More surprise, and I'll give you the context. Dak Prescott wasn't even ranked last year, and he's 32 years old. I felt like he was unfairly maligned. Even as a notorious Cowboy hater, as I am, as a Steeler lover, I've always defended Dak Prescott. So there's Dak coming in at 6 after not ever have been being ranked in the top 10, or Caleb Williams, who is so polarizing. I just listened to Saturday and Kelsey have this fascinating discussion the other day about Caleb Williams. Which is more surprising, Dak going from unranked to 6, or Caleb, as polarizing as he is, coming in at number 10?
Yeah, I think Dak Prescott is also polarizing in his own right. Everyone looks at how much has he won and all that, and the Cowboys haven't won big, but it's not necessarily his fault. They've not really put together a defense worthy of winning a championship. They just haven't. And when they get a transcendent player like a Micah Parsons, they don't keep him, and they make it change, right? So they have been focusing a lot on their offense with where their investments have been. If you look, bring back George Pickens with CeeDee Lamb and keeping Javonte Williams in the backfield and their offensive line. A lot of their investments have been in offense in the Jerry Jones, this part of the Jerry Jones era. I think early with Bill Parcells, you had a lot of investment on defense with DeMarcus Ware and all those guys. But of late, it's been, if you're going to choose, it's always the offense, right? And you can't put so much on the offense. And then when Dak gets hurt, everything falls apart immediately. So I think Dak is very valuable to the Cowboys because I don't know how competitive they would be given their defense and all the other issues they have trying to win these games. So I think that's what shows how valuable it is. With Caleb Williams, he's polarizing because I think everyone looks at, hey, the Bears haven't had a quarterback of this level ever in terms of the modern era. You have to go back to Sid Luckman to feel good about it. Can carry a team. But finally you have that, and I think there's been a skepticism that comes with that. The Bears finally hit on a quarterback. Well, I think they did, but everyone's going to be skeptical until he wins big. But I saw a lot from him last year in that Ben Johnson offense. I think he's going to be better this year. I think DJ Moore and him never really meshed. So I think that's going to help. We're got his guys in there with Colston Loveland, Luther Birdman, those type of receivers that can really help him versus not having DJ Moore out there, who was, I think, a little dysfunction between him and in the rookie year that kind of blew up last year. So I think it'll be interesting to see. But Ben Johnson in that offense, in that system, with that line, with the weapons, young weapons they have now, I think Caleb Williams is an MVP sleeper. I'll just say that. I mean, he can carry this team pretty far this year.
All right, Vinny. So my thought with where you're going just with all of that too is I kind of want to, if you can put your brain as to where you think maybe the season will progress, how everything unfolds, and let's say we're in week 9 or 10. Which of the new receiver additions for some of these quarterbacks that may not be on the top 10 might help that quarterback out the most to move up? So like Brock Purdy getting Mike Evans, maybe it is DJ Moore putting Josh Allen into a new stratosphere. Maybe it's the opposite way, like Kyler Murray getting with Justin Jefferson now in Minnesota. Who do you think has benefited the most from that receiver addition or vice versa?
Yeah, I mean, I think A.J. Brown's going to help a ton with Drake May. I mean, he doesn't need that much more help to put the numbers, but I think everyone looks at A.J. Brown. That's one good thing, but their receivers were so bad that they didn't have a consistent, reliable number 2, and now they have Romeo Doubs as well, who's a very good route runner. So you could bring in Brown and Doubs. That's a really good combination for Drake May. That's just night and day from what he had last year in those top 2 roles. That offense with the consistency and what you're going to get. Even with Stephon Diggs, he was older, and by default, he had to be kind of the guy there. And I don't think that he was just a preferred choice. He was what's out there, and now you see Diggs with other issues still looking for a job this year. So I think that's a big, just absolute change. I think Mike Evans has still got plenty left. And look, Brock Purdy, I think, had an argument in the top 10. I mean, he still is getting the job done, and all the dysfunction last year. They lost Deebo Samuel. Juwan Jennings was very upset for most of the year with his contract. Brandon Ayuk didn't play. George Kittle got hurt, and they were still putting up some decent numbers. So I think Evans will have a big impact on Brock Purdy. I think he still has plenty left in the tank there. So I'm interested to see also how you go into year 2 with Jackson Dart. How does a healthy Malik Neighbors help Jackson Dart? So that's going to be very interesting as well. So a lot of receiving quarterback combos that are going to be under the spotlight here. You can even go to a level like Fernando Mendoza. How's he going to do with those receivers there? I mean, mainly the guy is going to be Brock Bowers, but I like to see how that combination progresses quickly, and I think you'll see Mendoza on the field sooner rather than later over Kirk Cousins, no matter what the Raiders say.
Vinnie Iyer, that familiar voice with the Sporting News, talking all things NFL. Vinnie, let me ask you about the defending Super Bowl champs. Obviously had to shuffle it around a little bit. Still a deep roster, but Flory takes over for Kubiak, and it's interesting. He's got the familiarity with McDonald from San Francisco, but he's coaching tight ends in the run game. He's their run game coordinator. How interested are you, and how quickly do you think that thing meshes, considering that Seattle is still clearly ready to win now?
Yeah, I think the thing we want to see is how ready Jadarian Price is to be in a key role. I think he's going to be put in that role early. I wouldn't sleep on some other backs they have, because Jadarian Price is much like Kenneth Walker. He's a very good power back, but we'll see how long it takes for Zach Charbonnet to get fully healthy, because they had to put him on the field quite a bit because he's a good pass blocker and receiver, which Kenneth Walker is limited in those areas. So we'll see now you replace Walker with Price. I think there is going to be a bit of an experience downgrade in that offense for a guy that has basically operated the 49ers running game there with Christian McCaffrey. So that's going to be the difference, right? With Christian McCaffrey, you put him out, he's an all situation back. You can put him out on early downs. We know he's a great receiver, the elite receiver at that position, premier. So I think that's going to be a bit of a frustration if Charbonnet is not fully healthy, because they have George Holani and some other guys they like. But I don't think you can just replace that aspect. So that's going to be the biggest thing. This was also, and this is why I was kind of just take what Sam Darnold did with a grain of salt. This was still a 50-50 pass run team last year, so they rely heavily on the run. There's not many teams that have that ratio. I mean, I think only the Ravens might have been higher. And the funny thing is they weren't as effective runnings. They were actually just doing it to keep balance, so to speak, kind of do that to help their defense. So what I like to see is how does that running game respond, especially when they lean a lot more than a lot of teams do on it. And then also it's so critical for them setting up Sam Darnold for play action and all the things. So I think that's going to be the telltale sign is how they get that running game going early. Can they match the efficiency of last year?
Vinny, I'm curious just because we bring up the NFC West there a little bit. I think that division's presumed to probably be the toughest in the NFL coming into the season, and I think a lot of people wouldn't argue that necessarily. Is there a division that you're keeping an eye on that maybe all the teams are improving or trending the right way that could make their own stake against the NFC West, maybe also contend with 2 or maybe even 3 teams getting into the postseason?
Yeah, I think we did see that the NFC North was pretty loaded. I don't think it's quite there yet. Minnesota has a few question marks going in, so I don't think you have all 4 teams. I mean, I guess in the NFC West, you don't have all 4 teams right now. You have 3 of them anyway. But I think that's pretty competitive between Chicago, Detroit, and Green Bay. I think it's going to get more interesting in the much maligned AFC South. The Jaguars,
Yep.
Texans are very good. Now, I think the question is, are the Colts sustaining what they did early last year with a healthy Daniel Jones? And then I think there's going to be a lot of excitement around Cam Ward and the Titans.
I agree. That's my pick.
So you look at Robert Saleh, he's going to help a lot of their defensive issues. You got Brian Dable. I think this is going to be Cam Ward's gain and Jackson Dart's loss a little bit with the play calling and some of the things they're going to do. They stole a little bit from that offense with Wan'Dale Robinson coming to Tennessee. They have some pieces there that you can look at. I don't know how good they can be given how Jacksonville and Houston are still pretty strong. But if you're looking for like a deep sleeper wild card, be the 7th seed in the AFC, maybe they're that team given the schedules of that division. So it'll be very interesting. I wouldn't just assume the Colts are right there with the Texans and Jaguars. It very well could be the Titans surprising a lot of people.
Vinny, staying in the AFC South, who's in a more make or break year? Is it Cam Ward or is it CJ Stroud?
Well, Cam Ward still has time. I mean, I think you would say last year was a bit of a wash. He never was right with Brian Callahan. Watching some of the quarterback series on Netflix, it just seems to be an indication that they were not on the same page, and Callahan was not good, and that's why they dismissed him in the middle of the season. I think it was pretty evident to everyone else that wasn't working. So that relationship has changed here. CJ Stroud, look, I think he's fine as a quarterback in terms of what they need, but it's very hard to know how much is on him because that defense is so dominant. But because that defense is so dominant, I think you need to see some more consistent play. You can't go to New England and lose a low-scoring game, right? That's just not going to cut it here when your defense is basically relieving so much of the burden from you. So I think there's a lot for Stroud to prove, but I think the clock is ticking more on him because he's going to have to eat up that big contract that destroys the Texans' salary cap. Well, Cam Ward still has a couple years to prove himself here.
Vinny, this team is fascinating because they won a ton, and I get it. It was always ugly, and it's come from behind, and we're not sure on Bo Nix. And then they had the weird offseason. You're not even sure if your coach and your head coach and your quarterback like one another. But the roster's really good, especially defensively. When you look at Denver, do you get why it's like the ... yeah, but? Or are you ready to just say this is a good football team?
Well, they're very solid. I think defense is right up there. You can put it with Seattle and Houston. It's not that far off. I don't think they have a good pass rush with Nick Bonito. They're deep in the secondary. They can do everything on defense. So I think that's the backbone of the team. But it's kind of disjointed. Like, you look at the running, you're like, okay, well, we need to see more out of it, right? Then you look at the passing game, you see, okay, they got Jalen Waddle, but Jalen Waddle and Cortland Sutton, And then you look at the numbers of Bo Nix, and you're like, he's not really efficient. So you question how they keep getting it done with this team where their defense surely is the backbone, takes a lot of pressure off, but I think they're very inconsistent with Sean Payton's offense. I don't think they have a true identity, and they're also giving the play calling away. So that'll be something to see with Davis Webb, how they respond under him. But I was shocked to see, I think Bo Nix was 56th in the top 100 players in the NFL, and I don't know how that's possible. Like, I don't think he would. I mean, I would say he's about a top 10, top 12 quarterback in this league. I don't see that specifically. So it'll be interesting how he returns, but I just think the jury's still out on Bo Nix and this Broncos offense. I think there's a lot to kind of put together still and a new play caller. So I don't know. Like, it'll be interesting to see if I think Nix is kind of in a similar situation to CJ Stroud. You've got the defense. Can you pull him to Sam Darnold, lift this team to a Super Bowl? You don't have to be great, but you just have to play off what you have. And maybe Nix and Stroud might be trying too hard, probably because they're got the young talent and all that. Well, Darnold, I guess, is a bit humbled and is just going to play more into the system. So sometimes in those situations, you want a veteran quarterback who's just going to execute the little things versus guys that are maybe trying to make too much happen when it's not there.
All right, that is Vinnie Iyer of the Sporting News. We
Vinny,
appreciate it. You got one more?
Yeah,
No, you got it.
can I slide in one more here, Vinny?
Sure, no problem.
All right, so the Commanders and the Giants are interesting. They both had a lot of off-season acquisitions. Everybody loves the Giants because of the coaching change, and you already mentioned Jackson Dart. Blau goes to Washington, and it's just a pup, right? But it's Daniels, and there's pressure, and there's 2 years ago offensive success. How interested are you in what the Commanders are trying to do, and do you see it on paper?
Yeah, I think they had a very strong offseason. I think it flies under the radar a little bit because I think the biggest thing they did was rebuild their defense quite a bit. I mean, their linebackers are so much better now with Leo Chenal and Sonny Styles. I mean, that's a very good linebacker core. They're going to cover a lot of ground. They're going to do a lot of things that Dan Quinn would like to do with range. I think they're going to be more impactful up front. So I think Dan Quinn needed a few pieces there to get them back on track. They were getting a little bit older. They were one of the oldest teams just a couple years ago when they made that run to the championship game with Jaden Daniels. So they had to get younger. They had to get more dynamic there. It'll be an interesting kind of experiment to see how well they can rebound with a healthy Daniels. Like, it's just a different landscape, right? The Giants should be more competitive with Dart. I mean, the Cowboys and Eagles are always tough. So it's difficult to project where we're going to be at Daniels. I'm hoping that he keeps up the trajectory. I think there's some Commanders fans who are hoping that it's not Robert Griffin III Part 2, where the guy has a great rookie year. They're spectacular, all the vibes, and then the injuries just derail everything pretty quickly. But I think Daniels has a slightly different makeup. I think this team has a different outlook also with not only the new ownership, but the coaching staff. So I'd feel confident if I'm a Commanders fan, but I'd be wary a little bit, right? You want to see them kind of bounce. I think why they were so good just a couple years ago, they had so many experienced players. They kind of had to go in a different direction, get the youth going. So this is maybe the way they can sustain for longer term being a factor in the NFC versus just being a flash because of the way Daniels played.
Are there two Super Bowl contenders in the NFC East?
Yeah, I think you look at Philadelphia for sure. I can just go around like Philadelphia, Chicago, the Rams. I mean, you have to throw in the 49ers and Seahawks, of course. So that would be the short list. Here, I think I still need to see a lot more from Dallas to trust them. I think Washington would be on the cusp. But I really see right now the short list for me is San Francisco, Seattle, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, and Chicago, being that I would expect the NFC champion is going to come from one of those 5 teams.
How did Detroit's window close so fast?
That's a good question.
Well, I think they also had some age, right? Their offensive line was older. I mean, they rebuilt it very quickly, but I mean, there's still some questions, right? With Frank Ragnow and Taylor Decker. Those guys were kind of anchors for a long time, so they had to rebuild that very quickly. So you basically have Penei Sewell. Then
a lot of pressure on Mays and Mahogany, right?
Yeah. And then you have like David Montgomery, like he was very valuable to that backfield. Now we'll see if Isaiah Pacheco can hold up. Like I think that's a downgrade, right, to help Jahmyr Gibbs. I just think it's a team that once you get good, you have to start paying people like Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. You start paying the guys. Like it's going to be hard to keep everyone. Aiden Hutchinson, right? So you're going to have limited resources. They were in the sweet spot there just a few years ago. So we'll see. I think Detroit's window is still going to be open, but I think you can't discount the fact that Ben Johnson kind of pushed the power from Detroit to Chicago in that division.
All right, Vinnie, we appreciate it. That is Vinnie Iyer of the Sporting News. And, of course, you can check out more of his NFL takes and stuff all there. Vinnie, appreciate your time.
Thanks, V.
Thanks, guys.
Vinnie Iyer of the Sporting News.
You
Good
went,
stuff.
You went on the demise of Detroit. I
see
their offseason. He seemed really intentional about getting tough again. Like the guys that he brought in, I think he wants that tough mystique back.
And I know what he said. I wanted to ask the division question, and I was hoping he wasn't going to say, well, the NFC North also looks that tough. I think that there is something to say. The NFC West has felt like we can consistently say, and especially after seeing what Seattle did a year, now they have a lot to replace anyway. I don't know if the NFC North is going to be as tough as it was a year ago. Because I think Detroit can be better.
They'll be better than a year. They'll be better than a year.
They have to be healthy first.
Yeah,
I mean, if they're not healthy, they're going to cross the same boundaries that they did this past year. We don't know anything about Kyler Murray and how he fits with KOC. You can assume, because we've seen it before and it's done well, you can assume that he will be okay in Minnesota. There's nothing to say Chicago.
I'm pumped about Minnesota.
Listen, there's nothing to say Chicago doesn't take a step back in regression. I never thought Chicago
They may be too well coached to take a step back. I don't know.
Chicago was interesting last year, but it felt like they flirted a lot with being near disastrous.
Yeah, they're like NFL experts still don't like Caleb Williams, and he just got put in the league's top 10 by the execs and the scouts. Like, and then there's always Love. They have the most fascinating, potentially good. We think they're good. Listen, Murray, Love, Goff, and Caleb Williams, they all come with their fair share of critics, but have produced. Even Kyler Murray is like an 80-some QBR guy, and we're like, wait, what?
Yeah. You know, what's interesting about that whole thing, too, is that Minnesota probably has the best offensive weapons, but I don't know if I would take Minnesota's offense as like the top offense in the North, right?
I might. I'm all in on Kyler Murray.
It's hard not to be, right? Like
he's got KOC.
What other choice do they have? Go back to McCarthy?
Nah, I'm telling you, he's going to ball. That quarter, it's a good quarterback division.
What if we go to week 8? Just kind of like I asked Vinnie. We go to week 8. Who's in the MVP race
for quarterbacks?
You think it's Kyler?
Out of that bunch, if they're good, it's going to be Love.
Okay.
And I only say that because we talk the least about his weapons. I mean, we scoffed at Christian Watson getting a big deal.
Well, people say Watson's the most overpaid receiver in the league.
Yeah, so if they're good, we'll have to talk about Love because I think he has the fewest known commodities. He's waiting for a healthy tight end to get back.
And if they're winning, he gets the credit more than
100%
anywhere else. Yeah. Okay.
You know, Murray's going to get the KOC connection. Caleb Williams, I doubt will be as consistent as we need him to be, even though Chicago could be winning. And Goff always has his naysayers because he plays with other good players.
Right.
Allegedly, like the rest of the league doesn't.
And he might be the best of them all, but that's fine.
I'm with Vinnie, though, in Tennessee. You watch.
See, okay. The reason I asked is
I like
because
Tennessee.
I think maybe not inside the walls, but I think that Tennessee fan base is a little more weary on Cam Ward.
I believe it.
That's why I asked that.
Even though he had a good second half.
It's the same thing with Houston. Like I think there are people that, and I mean,
can't figure out CJ Stroud though.
That's what I'm saying. I think that there are more people, and we get this as like a Nebraska football fan base that, God, we hate our quarterback sometimes. Like we love the backup more than anybody. And I don't know if Houston fans love CJ Stroud because I think that they may believe that he's holding them back.
And they paid him early, so
yeah.
You know,
They went quick to get on that extra deal, but they did it the right way too, because then you didn't have to overpay him at this point. So
the guy that I worry about at the quarterback spot is Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
just because they
haven't done a lot to help him out either.
No, he's had a hard time staying healthy. He was already slight, and now he gets a. How old is Blau? Blau can't be but 30, 31 years old. First time OC, and I get it. He's got connections with Daniels. Which is fine. Maybe that OC QB relationship is critical, but I don't know.
But they were like in leagues with possibly McDaniels going in. Like they had a couple of different guys that they were linked to, and they ended up with Blau.
It's a lot of new coordinators. It's going to be fascinating.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one. I would need some time to go through it. That would be interesting to see who do you think the top coordinator, like difference maker, would be?
Outside of Vic Fangio or my man in Kansas City, D coordinator, Spagnuolo. See, because the offensive guys, it's their coaches like McVay. San Francisco has the Wonder Child, Shanahan. Ben Johnson, Liam, like those guys as head coaches still get credit for their offense.
Yeah. I mean,
so I don't know. The defensive ones are easier. Maybe Bieniemy going back to KC.
I think he might just stay in Tennessee.
Oh,
they got 2 new coordinators, and I think that defensitive coordinator down there. I'm trying to remember his name.
Yeah, but you still got Dable.
Yeah, you got Dable on the offense side, but you got Sal as your head coach, and then you have.
I mean, that is a heck of a pairing.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. I think that there's a lot of pressure on Cam Ward. I think that there's a lot more pressure on Cam Ward than people want to give like this initial reaction to.
Do you think if Cam
Ward is bad, they will likely be picking a quarterback again?
Well, you know what I think they struggle with? I think they struggle with his delivery. Like just the podium presence. Because he's very loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
And
I think some would call it abrasive.
Yeah, You can't get that far not being like that dude. Like
that's true. Yeah, and to be the amount of places you've been and be kind of the question we were talking about before, which hopefully you and Ravi can get to tomorrow. But he's named a captain at all of the spots that he went to. Every single place he transferred, he was named a captain.
It's something about his delivery. I mean, he hit the ground running. And
you remember when he went to Miami? He was in Miami so early, and all those guys immediately. We're talking about
after the controversy of sitting out and was he really hurt the year before? Like he came, he's competitive though. Like he takes responsibility. He's very direct. We ask, right? Like
I love. Look, it's a great drop. It's a great quote. I know Shane's got it. He's loaned it up.
He's very direct.
Yep.
What do you mean?
I just hope. I don't know. I kind of want them to be good.
I do too. I think the AFC South is a sneaky division.
I just don't think Jacksonville's going to take a step back.
Yeah.
And I mean, how's Houston not going to stop getting stops?
Well, that's the thing is you got to score on Houston. I mean,
that front four.
Legitimately. Listen, you put your money in the right places. Houston's proved it. Like you could be in the postseason every single year, but it's how you get past that point. That's
and maybe those teams can't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. It is funny,
but I wouldn't want to play any of them.
Oh no. Now, like
you want my MVP? You want my MVP in the AFC?
Ooh, okay. Your MVP in the AFC.
Shane, I'm sorry. You can hit the music.
Fernando.
Nope. Will not be
MVP
Fernando.
in the AFC.
They bring back all 11 starters.
Ooh. Well, I know it's not Lawrence because they lost running backs.
Fernando?
It's not even.
Stop saying that. Stop it.
I'm going with Joe Burrow.
Okay. Yeah.
I am terrified of Cincinnati. They address their defensive needs. They bring back everybody on offense. They're healthy. I am terrified of the Bengals. Joe Burrow.
I didn't realize they bring back all 11.
Joe Burrow, you'll be your MVP.
Okay. Like it.
Take it. Go get your plus, whatever it is. It'll be a lot. Take Burrow.
I'm going to look that up right now. MVP odds. Plus 1,000. Listen, free money.
Yeah, take it.
All right, that's Hurrdat Sports Live. Ravi and Damon will be back tomorrow morning. We'll see you then.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.